I guess we are live now. Uh, so let's start the session. Let me just quickly check if everything is all right or not. Uh, let's see. Okay, the sound is perfect. Sound is all right. So we shall be beginning with our topic. And uh, anyone joined the stream yesterday know that we have unexpectedly ended the stream due to some reason, due to internet connection. But we will be beginning where we left, and we were on top programming approach. Okay, let's just move to that first. Top-down programming. Everything working fine. Let me just quickly see two to three things more. Okay, all right. We are live now. Stream working fine. Sound fine. Video is good. Camera quality good. Let's begin. So we have left here. The last thing which we were doing was calculating the square root, and we have seen that we have created two functions. First function was created to make a number positive. Then second function is used to create to calculate the square root. So let's just shift our focus to top-down programming. So the notion of function that call function let please wait for one more minute. WhatsApp. Stuff. Okay. So let's start today's session. Uh, Before that, I have also found a useful resource of OSENT. I will be telling that after the stream. Okay, so let's just shift our focus to top-down programming. So the notion of functions that call functions that in turn call functions and so on forms the basis of producing good structured programs. So in the main routine, so the main routine program of 8.8, I think this is the 8.8. Okay, main routine program of 8.8, the square root function is called several times. All the details concerned with the actual calculation of the square root are contained within the square root. Okay, so the basically the all the logic that is used to calculate the square root of any number is written inside this function. Okay, so we can say we have defined how the function will work. So later when proceeding to write the code for square root function, this same type of top-down programming technique can be applied. So you can write a call to absolute function without concerning yourself at that time with the details of operation of that function. So once you have created a function, what you can do, you can store them in some kind of place, like you can push them to GitHub. You can create your own repo and you can use your functions. You can just copy paste and just call the function inside a program in order to do something. So the same programming technique that makes programs easier to write also makes them easier to read. Okay, so it is useful in both the ways. It is dealing the two problems that we can easily you can understand the code, that how when we call a function, how the function is defined. So if she wants to get more involved in the details, she can study the specific code associated with square root. Okay, she does not need to know the absolute value of a number is calculated to understand the operation of square root function. Such details are relegated to absolute value function itself, which can be studied if more detailed knowledge of its operation is desired. Okay, so someone who can new to programming, if we just document our code or defined well defined, you can we use well defined functions with good naming. So it helps others who is reading our code. So when we are working in a particular organization or environment, so it will be easier for them to read our code. So let's move our focus to functions and arrays. So as with ordinary variables values, okay, so before that I have thought I will be, after completing the C programming series, I think 2 to 3 I think 1 week will be more in the C programming. So after that I will be again giving a poll, and the options for the poll this time will be we will be going to 3 topics. Firstly, the first phase of penetration testing, that is footprinting and reconnaissance, and you will be much aligned to cybersecurity. Second option is our networking. Before beginning anything, should we start with networking from basics? What is DNS? What is internet? How internet works? What is a web server? Apache, Nginx, HTTP, TCP, IP model, OSI model, IP addresses, everything. So it should be, you should have a knowledge before going to that. And third one, we will be continuing this C programming, and in the C programming we'll be learning cryptography and how to build exploits. And for that we will be referring to a book known as Hacking for Exploitation, if I'm not wrong. So we will be I will be leaving a poll after completing the C programming series. So let's move our focus to functions and arrays. So as with ordinary arrays, we are known to it, functions we are known to it, and now I think we will be creating functions that consist of arrays. So let's just directly shift our focus to program 8.9, finding the minimum value in an array. So function to find the minimum value in an array. Okay, let's just quickly see the. Okay, I think the program is taking 10 inputs from us and is calculating the minimum grade or minimum score. Okay, so let's design our own program here. What should we name the program? Uh, should we name it as array? Array is already taken. Array.c is not taken, I guess. Let's create array.c. So the first file, let's just take it from here. Okay, paste selection. Okay, so let's start. So firstly, we will be writing our logic to how the minimum number will be calculated. So since we are working with integers, so this time we will be not defining a function to be void. We are expecting something in return. The thing that we are expecting is the minimum value. For that, int minimum v, let's take it as minimum value, comma I, semicolon, and let's start. So minimum value, we will be setting it to, let's assume it as array. Let's take an array. Okay, so for that, I think I have missed one point. I have not defined the function. I have not named the function. Okay, let's name the function to int min. That is to calculate a minimum function. Let's to calculate a minimum number from a given scores. So since arrays consist of integers, we will be defining an array that is v, and let's give it a size of 10. So let's begin a program here, and we will be giving a int minimum value variable, minimum value, something for running our loop. Also, what's our minimum value? Let's set our that minimum value to array index 0. So v0. Okay, so now we will be running a loop for I is equals to 0, and okay, I is equals to 0, and I will be going till 10, because since the size is 10, and we will be what we will be specifying now is that we are iterating the loop. So I plus plus, and now we write the logic behind calculating the, so we are just accessing each and every number in a loop and we are comparing with it. So for comparison, we can use an if statement, we can use decision making, and for that, if we are comparing each and every value, So what we can use I. So each and every value will be matlab extracted, and it will be compared to our minimum value that is set to index 0, that is min v. Okay, I think it will be working all right. No need for semicolon to terminate. And what we will be doing, if found that the minimum value is equals to v of any index number I, so what we will be doing, we will be allocating min v is equals to v array I. I think it's pretty good now. Now what we will be doing, we are returning a focus, returning the function to the minimum value, because we have defined that we are defining it as int, and in in return we are expecting something, so the expected value will be minimum value. Okay, so now we will be writing our main program. So int main int main void int main void. So let's start to write our own program. Now what we will be doing, we want to take input from the user, so we'll be taking an array for scores. Let's take grades, and the size will be defined as 10. What we will be doing now, for running an array, we will be defining as I, and for calculating the minimum score, we'll be taking as min g, or minimum grade. Okay, now what we'll be doing, since we want to call the the minimum value from the array, so we'll be calling a function, and then we will be printing the values. So for that, int main, so you can just do this, you can just call this function here and paste selection. Okay, not working. Shift V. Okay, it's working fine. We should be separating, terminating it with semicolon. And what we will be doing now, we will be printing the values, and what we will be printing, we want the input, so we'll be telling the user enter 10 grades, and expecting to end it with a new line character, and we will be storing it in the grades array. So for I is equals to 0 and I reaches to 10, and we want to iterate the value. So now we will be running a scanf function, scanning all the values, using the format specifier and storing it in. For storing we will be using and for storing purpose, grade I, because the array that we have defined for grades, it's gi. And let's just begin the program. And what we need to do now, we have defined the for loop, and now we want to calculate the minimum score. So minimum score or minimum grade is equals to the thing that we have got from here, that is the array. So minimum grade will be the array that we have taken in the previous, you can say previous function. So I guess I have taken something that they have like taken minimum and int value 10. So we are using the function, some variable from here, or do we have defined it here? Yes, so we are taking the variable from here. Since we have passed the function, so it will be a global variable, and what we'll be doing, minimum grades will be assigned to min and the array. So the scores will be stored in min gw or g10, or g itself, like this. Let's try to run this first, and we'll be printing printf the minimum value is %i new line character, comma, and min g, that is the value of this. Okay, so now what we will be doing, we have defined the function here, minimum, we have called the function here. Okay, and in that we have passed the array scores is an array. So let's try to run this once, and let's terminate with semicolons, appropriate colons. Okay, this is working fine, this is working fine. Since it is an we have to return the value to 0, return 0. Okay, it should be working now. Let's compile this. uh, Array dot c and writing the output to array. Okay, the spelling of scanf, I have messed up the spelling of scanf. Okay. It should be working now. No more errors. Array. Okay. Enter 10 grades. So 12. So let's take the grades out of 20. 10, 14, 6, 7, 20, and 6 again. So let's take 8, 9. Let's take 0. So 3, 3, 6. Let's count how many we have taken. Let's try to get more values. So minimum will be 0. I don't want. Okay, I cannot simply back that. So the minimum value will be 0, since 0 is the minimum. Let's take example of another grades. Let's take the grades out of 100. 75, 89, 89, 90, 80. I have given 235. Sorry. So the minimum value is 0. Why it is 0? I have not given. Okay, so it has, I think it has replaced it with two different grades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so again it has taken 0. Let's take another example. So minimum value is 4. So program is working absolutely fine, I guess. Wait for 1 minute. Sorry. I think my sound was gone. Okay. As many games from. Okay, so there is a doubt. Hey, do you think nowadays the software devs are making it harder for the development of new chip architectures, as they are writing such inefficient codes? Back in the era of 32-bit system, the code used to be much more efficient, as many games from year 2008 outperform few games from 2016 in terms of graphics. Yes, the codes are. So I can say back then there were limited technology, so the focus of the coders was limited on few programming languages. So the efficiency was great, and the efficiency and the quantity, or you can say the efficiency and quantity is proportional, because if you just want to focus on all the domains, all the directions, so efficiency will be harmed. And back then there were few programming languages, and no such rise of technology at that time, so coders used to focus on one thing, and they were quite good at that. Back in the era of 32-bit system, yes. Now we are running on 64-bit architecture. So let's see how the program is working. So we have taken two variables. Firstly, we have defined inside a function, we have defined a array. Okay, so arrays of size 10, and which is used to compare the values. So this array is used to store the grades, which we are taking from the user, and then we are using this array to compare all the values and calculate the minimum value. So we have taken two variables, min v, that is the minimum value, and I is for, just loop concept for the loop. So firstly, we have said that we have assumed that minimum value will be at index 0. So we have run the loop from 0 to till 10, and we are iterating one by one. So we have checked if that vi is min v is greater than vi, like min v is our v0, and we are just assuming that this is the greatest number, and somehow vi. Roller coaster tycoon. Ah, and one thing, programmers were quite good back then. They were much efficient, and the hackers before, they were much smarter, because the concept of hacking was evolved newly that time. And I should say that because at that time most of the scripts were written in C and assembly, so they will be somewhat smarter. But nowadays, ethical hackers used to write their script in bash and Python has predefined libraries. Do you think RICV will make some changes in modern CPU scene? Let's see. I hope so. They made some changes in modern CPU scene. I hope they should be making some changes. Yeah. Okay, so we have seen that if min v, then the value that we have assumed to be the minimum, is greater than someone in the array of remaining the index number. So we'll be just assuming we will be assigning the minimum value to that index number. So we have got the minimum value now, and what we are doing, we are returning the minimum value now. And how we are returning, let's see. We will be going to our main function, int main void. Okay, so now we have passed an array g10, I, and min g, that is the minimum grades, to calculate the minimum grade. And we have also used our previous function, so int main int v10. And now we are entering the values of 10 grade. We are entering the value of 10 grade, running the for loop, storing it in the g array. And now what we are doing, to calculate the minimum grade, we are using our this function, minimum function, in this array gi. So this g will be stored here, and it will be compared, and now we need to print the minimum value, minimum grade, so it will be printed here. I hope you understand. Hmm. Unable to see the chats, I guess. I popped that out. Where are the chats? I think I have popped out the chats. Please wait for 1 minute. Okay, chats are back again. I hope my sound, video, webcam, all is working fine. Yes. So the program is working. Hi, bro. Hari Prasad Arunachalam. Hi, brother. Let's move forward. So the first thing that catches your eye inside the, let's open this program again so we can understood. So first thing that catches your eye inside main is the prototype declaration for the minimum function. This tells the compiler that the minimum returns an int and takes an array of 10 integers. Okay, so we have passed an argument that it is an array of 10 integers. So rest of this text and declare all the functions that are used. So after the array scores is defined, the user is prompted to enter 10 values. The scanf call places each number as it is keyed into the score I, where I ranges from 0 to 9. After all the values have been entered, the minimum function is called, and the array scores as an argument. Okay, so here we have called the minimum function that is defined here, and we have given the argument that we will be using this array that is inputted by the user. Have you heard about the exploit which are impossible to patch using it? Have you heard about the exploits which are impossible to patch using any software update? Any specific exploit, if you are telling, if you are, discussing about any specific exploit? There can be many. Uh, some exploits, if you heard about 0 day, so some exploit that is still not known to the company and can be hacked by anyone. There can exist many. So the point with 0 day exploits is this, that if found by the company they can be patched, but specifically I don't know. I think they can be since no system is 100% safe, so there can be exist some kind of exploit which are impossible to patch. So so after the array scores is defined, the user is prompted, okay, done. The former parameter name values is used to reference the elements of the array. Inside the function, it is declared to be an array of 10 integer values. The local variable, the chat is again popped out. Why? Why? If there exists any kind of exploit that is still not known, the hackers are, they are the happiest person. Where's the chat? Okay. So are there any new chats? No, no, new queries. Like exploits, and yes, I was, just telling the same thing, the hardware exploits. Like the RISC is modified by many companies like ARM and etc. So there are chances that a company can mess up with the security set of the architecture. Yes, absolutely. It can happen. It can happen. I was not able to, recall the word hardware. So that is why I was going to say the hardware exploits can be there. I think uh, I have heard about in the MacBook Apple M chip, the Go Fetch vulnerability. Have you ever? Let's find out if I am telling the same thing or not. Uh, Go Fetch vulnerable in Mac chip. Critical vulnerability. Yes. Go Fetch has been identified in Apple's M series chip affecting M1, M2 processors. So the hardware level flaw exploits the data memory dependent prefetcher (DMP). That's why I feel low level language are important in cybersecurity. Yes, absolutely. That is why I am insisting that much on C programming. So a feature designed to enhance performance by predicting and preloading data that code is likely to access. Okay. So I think DMP, data memory dependent prefetcher. Okay, a feature that designed to enhance performance by predicting and preloading that data that code is likely to access. However, DMP's behavior can inadvertently mix actual data content with the pointer values used for prefetching, violating the constant time. Okay, if you have ever, I think it's a recent news that prompt injection you have heard, but prompt injection is done in the browsers that are directly connected to AI or AI based browsers. Have you ever heard about? So basically, what is happening now in the AI based browsers? There's a prompt injection that AI fetch your all the your email address and saved passwords. And so there was a comment on Reddit, I guess some kind of post on Reddit, and there was a comment in which if you click the link, and it will be directly opening your browser, if it will directly opening the AI that is connected to your browser and will be running that prompt. So the prompt was something like that. It will access your all the data of the website, because when you are attaching AI with your website, or running both vice versa, the thing that is happening, that AI is can access your data from the website. So it can store your, it can fetch your Stored passwords. I think I have heard this news yesterday. Let's shift our focus again here. So, so when the for loop has completed execution, minimum value is returning to the calling routine where it is assigned to the variable minimum score or minimum G. Okay, here we have assigned it. So let's just move to next program. I have already explained how it is working. So the C compiler actually ignores this part of the declaration anyway. All the compiler is concerned within the fact that an array is expected as an argument. So array can also be act as an argument or accepted as an argument. So next program is revising the function to find the minimum value in an array. Okay, so we are now finding minimum value in our array. So I think we are declaring our array. Okay, no problem. Let's just do this here only. Mm, mm. Okay, now what we'll be doing. Oh, thanks for that info. I am intermediate in C-lang. For the contest of my knowledge, I know how to make a memory locators in C like stacks and heaps. So should I go for C++ or Rust? Rust. I should suggest Rust. So the thing is, ki the more you do, the more you get success. So there is no limit to knowledge. So because I am learning cybersecurity for past 4 to 5 years, still I am learning. Still I am in learning phase. I've cracked few certifications. I have done few internships, but still I am in learning phase. At that time, I was more focused on the program commands, tools, and pre-made tools by Kali Linux and all. But now I am shifting my focus to make my custom tools. Although still the old tools, the OG tools like Nmap, Metasploit, John the Ripper are they are OG and they are quite useful. But it's it's good to make our own tools, you know. So let's write this program. So function to find the minimum value in an array. Okay, so firstly we'll be writing the concept of minimum values. We are using the same concept here. We are passing the array. So it's quite similar to this because minimum value minimum value is set to 0. We are running the okay, so this time we are having two arguments. Firstly is the array, second is the number of elements. Okay, so we are taking the number of elements from the user, or we can pass it in our main function. So C, I have done Python, C, JS, Kotlin, Bash, so I feel a bit stuck. If you are feeling stuck, so just decide what you want to do, what technology you want to pursue later. So if you want to do app development or go in app security, so Kotlin, Swift, Rust is beneficial. If you want to do web penetration testing, so JS, Bash, Python, PHP is C++ also can be useful. C is useful in all the things because it's the primary programming language. Assembly can be used in all the things. If you want to do reverse engineering or something, it depends on the career what you want to pursue. So in this scenario, what we are doing, so we are going till the number of elements. Here we are going restricting our program to go till 10. So, but we are mentioning number of elements here. No problem. So this is pretty much same from here. What's the change in the new program? So int array 1 5. Is this related to reverse engineering? No, still not. Because there are many viewers that are not known to C programming, so it was first beneficial to just give a brief introduction about C programming. And for the reverse engineering thing, in order to learn C programming, you should be focusing on small points. I hope I answered your question. It's not related to reverse engineering, but it is somewhat like building a foundation for future. So we are passing int array 1 and with 5, and now what we are doing, we are passing an array. Okay, okay, nice. So I have decided that I will be focused on C, Python, Rust for now. I want to target the hardware segment and long term. Okay, so you want to go in hardware and all. Okay, okay. For the, I think for the Arduino programming, you should be focusing on Python, C, Rust. Okay, you are quite good then. No problem. You are quite good. Going good now. So, कहाँ थे हम? Okay, so we have passed an array here by ourselves, and what we have done, since we have passed two arguments, so we'll be giving an array and the size of array here. So we are using the function minimum function, given the array1, and the size of array. So I think it should not be discussed. It's pretty basic. You can also take input from user, no problem. Pretty basic thing. So embedded C is needed in chip programming. Yes, embedded C. Embedded C, there was a book. I don't remember. I will remind me in the later stream. I will be telling that what's the name of the book. So I have done of the basics of C programming, but I have not very much knowledge about it in core like you know how everything happens. I hope you got what I meant. Yes, I got it. I got it. So you should be building a foundation in C and assembly first. Then you should be going to reverse engineering, because reverse engineering is still a branch left in cybersecurity that is not uh, that cannot be, I cannot say that directly that in next 5 years or 10 years it should not be replaced by AI, because error handling part and C and assembly is quite a big task. So AI is not that much mm, I can AI is not that much capable of handling that much of error while you are reverse engineering something. So reverse engineering is like, if you have the application, you are breaking the codes and you're just going inside the code again and again and again and just finding every each and every piece. And you can, once you find each and every piece and know the working how it is going, and you can modify on your own. Like when you have build a hack for a game, building hacks for a game or moded application, that is done by reverse engineering. Am I right or wrong? Let's check. Mode apps are by reverse engineering. So modifying Android application offer preferred as mode apps frequently involves reverse engineering. So I was right. So the process typically starts with extracting the APK, which is essential as zip archive, and such as image, sound, compiled code in text format. These code resources can be extracted and modified using zip utilities. Okay, so text files which contain the app's compiled Java code can be decompiled using text to jar and JDGUI to analyze and after the application's logic. So I was pretty much good. Uh, where were we? So also the logic behind the breakthrough of the app. I mean, also AI is not capable in that as well. It is capable at some extent, so it can break small piece of applications or small piece of web apps. But when you are talking about larger things, when you look at the big picture, you can still not trust AI to be used as reverse engineering in the industry. If we talk about industrial work, you can still not use AI in reverse engineering also, and I should say malware analysis. All the branches of red teaming, but the first branch that is affected by AI is penetration testing. That was my branch. And if you know about Expo AI, yeah, it is, just on the top of HackerOne rank. So bug bounty is also not that much in race now. So this time the function minimum is defined to take pretty basic. Not to go there. Is it good if I am skipping the basic parts, or should I go in detail? Because I have explained it in my own language, you should not be going in the bookish language. I want to make cybersecurity project in C before moving to another language. What projects you can make at intermediate level? Uh, a keylogger, basic, very basic. Uh, the project that I have made in my beginner, as I was a beginner, I have made a in Python. I have made all my projects in Python because I was much familiar with that. First project that I have made was the screen monitor. So it was a tool like for monitoring a screen, and it just takes snapshots every 3 to 4 seconds. It was not that much efficient, I should say, but as a beginner, it was a good project. Second project that I have made was a USB detection tool, and at intermediate level, I have built a password manager, which has a it is a lot of cryptographic saying, but it has SHA 256, SHA 128, MD5, MD4, and RSA encryption. So I think it can store up to 10,000 passwords or undergraduate postgrad. I don't get your question. So at big picture, when I am building my final project, it will be infused with some kind of artificial intelligence. But what I am trying to build now, I am working on it side by side off stream. So I am trying to build a, you see that McAfee's antivirus and all, you are known with it. The vendor specific antiviruses that are installed in the new operating systems or new laptops that you purchase. I am planning to build it on my own, a bit advanced, and some kind of uh, infusion of both AI and cybersecurity. So AI based intrusion detection system, it will be having an intrusion detection system, AI based. It will be having a local storage password manager. So the password will not be stored on cloud storage. So because cloud is not that much safe. So a password manager that can store on your local storage. And what more feature it can be having? Malware analysis. So for that, if you ever uh, heard about Yara rules, Yara rules. Yeah. So Yara rules are pattern matching tool used by cybersecurity professional to identify and classify malware based on textual and binary characteristics. I mean, have you done your bachelor's or master's in cybersecurity? What do you think? What do you think? Firstly, I think you are new to the stream. Daylight already know that. That I'm not purposely, I have not started this channel to teach. I've started this channel for my own, for having a consistency, because I was starting something new and I want to document my work. So that is why I have take a help of a book and just read it, do practical solve, and doing this again and again. I build a habit of teaching. I don't know how. By mode app, an idea came to my mind. If you make an ad blocker like Brave, which blocks ads on YouTube or music app API, make it unethical music app. BTech and cybersecurity. Yes, I am new here. No, no, not BTech and cybersecurity. I have cybersecurity as a skill, but not any, we can say, any official. I don't have any official certificate or degree. Although I have CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, and CEH version 9. It is expired back to 3 years. And CEH version 11, it is also expired now. I think currently CEH version 14, AI integration is like something CEH current version. I think I have messed up here. Current version. CH13 is okay, which was released in September 23. So I think new CEH certification will be coming. So it was like something AI is also covered here. CH version 13 AI. AI is also included in here. The Joy Boy, he won't reveal, he know basics. OP, OPSEC. Oh my bad. I thought he was telling me to guess. Thanks. You can guess, yeah. If you are in cybersecurity, you have the power of OSINT. I will be ESI also. I was planning to start something related to open source intelligence, that is I have gathered some of the information on footprinting and reconnaissance, and I will be planning to do some OSINT also. And I got a website, pretty good website. What was the name of the website? I forgot. Let me just check quickly. For OSINT. Have you ever heard about OSINT, Open Source Intelligence? Gralex. So we'll be practicing some of the exercises from here. Just basic exercises. The image will be given and you will be asked some of the questions from here, like task on November 25, 2020, a Twitter user shared a photo below. It depicted a military aircraft flying over an undisclosed location. So your task is to disclose the location. So from this image, we have to disclose a location. So firstly, we need to work on the tools of OSINT. That is many tools, but I will be starting a series soon on OSINT also. While doing MSc in cybersecurity. Yeah, I've heard about OSINT. Yes. It's pretty OSINT is pretty, although it is a dedicated uh, branch of cybersecurity, that is digital forensics, and OSINT is a part of it. But if you are a penetration, if you are anything in cybersecurity, either in blue teaming or red teaming, you should know OSINT. It's pretty cool, and it's something you feel like detective or something. So OSINT is nothing but gathering information that is openly available. So you have to use your mind, you have to use pre-built tools. If you have ever heard about metadata of image, metadata of video, EXIF tools, EXIF details, and all. I will be having a dedicated series for OSINT. It's a pretty good topic, although it's not that much related to penetration testing, but you will be separated from a large chunk of audience that use Google normally. So you will be using advanced web browsers such as Shodan and Yandex. You will be using Google in an advanced way, like Google Docking and all, if you know. So let's not just distract from a topic. We will be, we were on assignment operators, I guess. I have to finish this year. Don't distract me. So because there's a lot to discuss about cybersecurity, so the stream time will be less. We will be having a sessions for just open talks and chill talks related to cybersecurity. It is possible to create an botnet using Shodan. For example, find a lot of system vulnerable to eternal blue and then make a program on it. Yes, it is possible, but you need a premium of Shodan. You can get a premium of Shodan if you are having any kind of student ID. Back in 2019, Shodan was freely available, $1, I guess, for lifetime. At that time, I have bought it, so I have a premium version of Shodan. Where were we? Assignment operators. So study program 8.11 and try to guess the output before looking at the actual program results. So after all the questions after it, I will be discussing it later. We should be focusing, main focus should be on this now, for now. So now what we are doing, changing array element in a function. Okay. Let me just quickly see the program, how it is working. To be honest with you, I have done my bachelor's in IT and don't have that much knowledge about cybersec, but yes. Okay, now you are doing master's in cybersecurity. That's pretty good. If you have already completed your bachelor's, code used to be much more efficient as I think you have copy pasted your old doubt. No problem. In terms of graphic, yes. So I always wanted to go into the field of cybersecurity. You are open to it, yeah. There is a lot to learn in cybersecurity. Still, there are many vulnerabilities that are not known to humankind that can be still exploited. And internet is yours. Find them, exploit them, report them, and earn money. So, firstly, we are including a header file. We are using a void function, so nothing in return. So multiply by 2. So we are passing array which consists of float values and another n. Okay, so I think it's the size of array, changing array. So let's do one thing. Let's create it here only. Okay, this is we have. Let's create it. Void multiply by 2. So mul by 2. This is our name of the program. So we are using a float array. So array consists of float, arr. Let's name it a only. A. So now int n. Uh, now what I will be doing? Now I will be taking a variable int I for the looping. So sorry, I copy pasted. No problem, no problem. I always wanted to go into the field of cybersecurity. Do you think so? Uh, what what do I think so? Uh, can you repeat the question again? I don't get it. I don't have much knowledge about cybersecurity. If you're in cybersecurity, you should be focusing on one field, because in cybersecurity, if I tell about cybersecurity, there are lot. Let me show you something. I will share that too here. It is saved in my this laptop. I have lot resources, a lot resources. So it's Paul Jeremy Security Certificate Roadmap. I think this is the one. I guess, is it visible? So you can just, can I copy paste it here or not? In the chat windows, see. Do you think so? Window V. So it can be a useful uh, resource for you. So these are some of the main branches of cybersecurity or security certifications roadmap. So here you can see the branches of cybersecurity. Then the one which we are focusing is on security operations or red teaming. So first one is communication and network security. It is basically of you can say network engineer, network architecture. Then IAM, the identity and access management, security architecture engineering, asset security, security and risk management. Okay, so this is also known as GRC, governance risk and compliance. Then security assessment and testing, software security and security operations. Security operation, we have forensics, incident handling, penetration testing, and exploitation. Exploitation is a mix of malware analysis and, so before I go there, most useless quote by me, the fight between the passion for IT and the lure of money will echo to every choice made by us. Yes, exactly. So it is a useful link. You can follow and you can target a specific certificate from here. The one which we are targeting is OSCP, and it's an intermediate level. Okay, so firstly we'll be going OSCP, then OSEP, then OSCE3 is nothing but if you have three certificates, OSCP, OSEP, and OSW, I guess OSWE, so you will be set to as OSCE3 certified. So this is an important link you can see if you want to get a knowledge of, you want to, want a proof of that you have this knowledge. These are all industry certificates that are globally, you can say globally recognized. Uh, these are certificates from Cisco, CompTIA, Offensive Security, EC Council also, and much more. So you can go through. I think I have given the link. Yes. So we are doing this program. After all that, we have come here. So int for looping, and now we'll be beginning our loop for I is equals to 0. We'll be going till n because we have defined a variable n here. Then I plus plus. Now what we'll be doing, since we want to multiply the array by 2, so yeah, we are multiplying the array, I guess 1.2 into 2. Yes, we are multiplying the array. So what we will be doing, we will be accessing each and every element of the array. Starter certificate for pen tester, EJPT. So EJPT is offered by e-learning. So it's junior penetration testing, EJPT. You can go for that. I think it is $400, around 17,000. No, not 17,000. Around 17,000. I don't know the values in rupees, but it is around in rupees. It is 17,000. I don't know the value in figures in dollars. EJPT. I think it is. It will be mentioned here. Yes, it is. Open XTD. Open. Uh, Failed to open the URL. No problem. EJPT. So it is a certification that is offered by. If you want to go, you can also go for CPENT. So firstly CEH, then EJPT. If I talk about the level of difficulty, so uh, they can be, but I am just comparing the four certificates. Firstly will be the CEH, then the second will be EJPT, third CPENT, Certified Penetration Tester, and in between Security Plus can be also be considered, and at last OSCP. So there are a lot certificates that are higher than OSCP. I'm not, but I am just taking examples of 4 to 5 recognized, because I see job postings on LinkedIn. So the most asked certification is CEH, CPENT. EJPT is not asked, but you can do in order to gain experience before, in order to gain confidence before giving OSCP. So the job posting which I see, the certificates they ask is CEH, CPENT, CCNA, OSCP. That's it. They don't ask for OSEE, because OSEE is much higher difficulty. That is exploitation export, I guess. Offensive security exploitation export. So now we have multiplied the value of array. Multiply is equals to 2. Where were we? Okay. Now we have defined the function. What we can do, we can jump to a main program, int main void. I want to also improve my typing. Okay, so you have given comma instead of semicolon in for function. Okay. Thank you. This kind of interaction is good if you are stick to the session. Okay, thank you for telling. You have given comma instead of semicolon in our function. It's not function. If you want to specify, it is an argument. So I have given the semicolon inside for loop within the arguments. So for separating arguments, you have to give semicolon. Okay, so what we were doing. Okay, so now we will be taking an array. So let's assume this array to be ARR this time. And let's take the example of this only. There are 4. Let's specify 4 first. Okay, nice. 4. We have given the number. And we will be taking the same example from here. Paste selection. Okay. So next we are taking int I for the looping, and what we will be doing now. Okay, we will be calling our function now, void mul by 2, and passing the arguments that we have, float a and int I, int n, sorry, int n, and fine. Now we will be applying our concept. So we are multiplying 2. We will be calling a function multiply by 2, and we want to pass the argument now. So what will be the argument? So the argument will be this float, this. Oh, nice. Copy selection, Control Shift V. Nice. The description is copied. Nice. Wow. I have to write, I guess, float ARR 4, and what we need to give now. I think we have passed 2 arguments. Okay, so we don't need to specify the size here. We will be specifying it outside like this. So multiply 2 float val, okay. Do one thing, because we have already defined that it is an array, so we don't need to specify the square brackets, and it is already known that it is float, so no need to do that also. Okay, Now what we'll be doing, we want to print the array. For that we will be starting a loop from 0, nice, from 0, and we will be going till the size, that is 4, and also we'll be iterating. Now what we'll be doing, we'll be printing printf, and since I think they have converted it into 2 decimal places, so we'll be using 0.25f 0.2f as a format specifier. So percent 0.2f, okay. And now what we'll be doing, float vals line 30, okay, I have corrected it. What we'll be giving, arri. Okay, so don't confuse with this, because this is float, this is the data type, and this is the name that they have kept, float vals. But in the case of this, I have kept only arr, so you should not be getting confused. So I think I started from 0. Okay, it's done now. So let's print a new line character, and since we have used int main, we will be returning the system state to 0. I think the program is completed now. It will be running. Okay, this will be not be running. This is a comment code. So control SQ. Program is same. Okay. Printf return 0. Printf. Okay, spelling of printf, no problem. Semicolon here and spelling here. Small error, not that much. What happened? Incompatible implicate declaration of built-in function printf. Built-in function, I have included this stdio.h na. Okay, nice. Not will be working. Okay, so 2.41 minus 7.40, 12.4. So it is not that much separated. Let me do one thing. Although we got the answer, but we can leave a space here, or you can do one thing. Let's print it a new line. So control SQ, compile it. So it will be printed in the new line. So it's printed like this. You can leave a space if you want like this, or you can just print it on a new line. So our answer is verified. So program is all right. So EJPT versus PJPT, which is good. I was going to take EJPT, then I heard about PT1 from Tai Hackme. It seems good, and I don't know about that much certificates. Yeah, I don't know PJPT. You should be, just all the certificates are same. You should be keeping limited, because these certificates are expensive, and you should be targeting only one. OSCP is just fine if you cracked OSCP. So PJPT is TCM security. Okay, it's by TCM security. Okay, so PJPT, I think it is more focused on Active Directory, na TCM security certification. So it's an entry level hands-on examination developed by TCM. The exam requires candidate to leverage Active Directory exploitation skill to achieve lateral and vertical movement within a simulated corporate network environment. I think it is only based on Active Directory. The cost of the exam is $249, roughly around 18,000. 18,000. I don't know. So currently dollar is 87.89 today. I have checked in the morning. 87.89, 87.84 it's now. Okay, so you can convert and check what's the cost. But if you are don't want to put that much money, because what happens when you gain a job, sometimes company sponsors your exam, so it's good that you crack a kind of certificate which directly land you on a job like OSCP something. And EJPT and PJPT, these certificates are not that much well recognized, although they can be good in they can be the same level as OSCP, but they are not that much well recognized by the company. And yeah, is mostly daily. But the problem with these exams are I see around hundreds of job postings of related to cybersecurity. Okay, so the most common certifications they ask, they are still asking for CEH. What you can do? They're still, because CEH is much basic, and they are still asking for CEH, and they are asking for CPENT. The certificates that are related to CompTIA, EC Council, and OffSec. So these three organizations are very well. They have a good market coverage, and e-learning and TCM security have not that market coverage. So you have to see the certificates in both the aspects, that if it is beneficial. So TCM security, this PJPT and EGPT, they are beneficial, but they cannot be beneficial in landing you a good job, because they don't have, yeah, this is CH thing is frustrating. Yes. So the thing is, you have, if you are doing a certificate, you should be seeing the two aspects, that is the knowledge you will be getting, or the level of the certification, and also the market coverage, the market requirement. So when I have seen the market requirement, EGPT is not mentioned. EGPT is not mentioned in any of the jobs. Hardly I found 1 to 2 jobs that post EGPT, but mostly CPENT and CEH, Security Plus, Network Plus, and Cisco Certified Network Associate, CCN, and OSCP. That's it. So the four organization I'm telling again: Cisco, CompTIA, EC Council, and Offensive Security. OffSec, that is OSCP, EC Council, Security, and CompTIA, and Cisco. Yes, these are the four organizations that have a much market coverage. So okay, so this program is pretty much clear now. Let's just move forward. Okay, this can be written as this, already told. Anything new? So we are now moved to sorting the arrays. We should not be going in that much theory. I have already told how it is working. So let's go to sorting arrays. So to further illustrate the idea, so I think this is a part of data structures. If you know about sorting, sorting. I think bubble sort, insertion sort, or selection sort. Am I right? Uh, Time before, when I have read about data structures, I've heard about three types of sorting: bubble sort, insertion sort, and selection sort. Heap sort, heap sort also, and I don't know. I think there are many kinds of sorting, but in this they are telling only. In India, it is mostly CHOSCP, but I have seen outside that they are taking EJPT. Yes, EJPT and PJPT is well known in outside. Also, that the certificate of penetration testing from Hack the Box, it is also now much in uh, fame. I think, I don't know the name of the certificate. It is offered by Hack the Box. It is also related to penetration testing. So now what what we are doing. So for sorting to further, okay. So the process of sorting has always received, yeah, CPTS, yes. Merge bubble, yes. So many sophisticated algorithms, I think they will not be focusing on particular kind of sorting. They are going basic bubble sort, I guess. So sorting an array of integer into, okay, basic ascending order. Uh, they are not going that much, because we are not doing data structures, na. Data structures is common. If you want, you can do, but I think when you are in ethical hack, penetration testing, you want to create problems. You should not be that much good problem solver. Okay, the data structures is for someone is who want to be a good problem solver, but we are problem makers. We want to find the problems in a system. So because the purpose of this book is not to teach such sophisticated algorithms, you develop us, okay. So they will be teaching us a basic. Let's just directly move to the algorithm they are using. So set I to 0, set j to I plus 1. Have they given any reason? Okay, so they have, I think they are doing with the concept of swapping. Let's see. So I is 0. Let's directly move to program. Yeah. Implements the preceding algorithm now. Okay. So let's go to the program directly. I think, yes, they are doing the swapping concept. I think swapping is done in bubble sort. Am I right? Swapping is done in bubble sort, no? Am I right or not? Or it is done in selection sort? I think Swapping is done in selection also, bubble also, and all the three sort. I know. I think it is also done in heap sort. uh, let's not go there. We are just using the concept of swapping. We don't know what is bubble, selection, insertion and all. So what we are doing now, we are first creating a function to sort, and then we are writing a main program. So void sort int a, we have defined an array. We have defined the two arguments. First is the array, second is the number of elements inside the array. So stream will be pretty long today because we have stopped the stream yesterday because of the internet connection. So stream will be today, stream will be like till 1:30 or 1. Okay, because we will be covering functions, and next topic we have is structures. So we'll be taking a break. भाई तुम chat भी पढ़ते हो? Yes, any problem? Any problem in reading chats? Uh, where were we? Firstly, we are writing a program, or we are writing a function to sort. Then we are writing a main program for the declaration of array, I guess, and for printing the function. Okay, so printing the array, sorted array. So let's see the concept. So first loop, they are running recursive loop, for loop inside for loop, nested for loop, you can say. So they are running a for loop, I is equals to 0 and -1 till this array size, one place before the array size, and we are iterating. And again, what we are doing, we are again running a loop, that is j is equals to I plus 1. So okay, so it is checking the adjacent places. So n I plus 1 is will be n, so it will be running till n plus jj. Okay, so if ai, like let's use a whiteboard. Mhm. Nice. Eraser, where is eraser? Okay, so what we are doing, let's take this as an array, or the thing that we want to sort. 1 2 3 4 5. So first loop is running from here till here, and the second loop is running from here till here. So what it is doing, it is just comparing the two places, like zero index and first index, 2 3 4. So first loop is running from 0 to third index, second loop is running from 1 to 4 index. They are just comparing itself, and if the value is found to be small, they are just swapping. And they are just, what they are doing, they are just shifting the smaller value uh, to the index 0. कोडिंग नहीं आती, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, पर सीएनसी सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप के लिए, सीएनसी, व्हाट इज सीएनसी, आई डोंट नो. सीएनसी सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप के लिए सीखना है, एनी गाइडेंस फॉर दैट, बेसिक लेवल कोडिंग. व्हाट इज सीएनसी यार, आई डोंट नो. सीएनसी, CNC is something related to mechanical, yes, mechanical engineering. C programming is used in CNC, I guess, because when I have heard, I have also subject of mechanical engineering, basic mechanical engineering. We have done CNC in the labs. We have done some kind of coding or something. Yes, CAD and CAM software. Okay, I think C will be used in CNC. No, I exactly don't know. I cannot tell that much about it. But if you want to go from starting, if you want to learn the, because C programming is, the basic programming language, you can refer to that. Okay, so we have understood how it is made. Let's do one thing. Micro. We are here doing C programming for cybersecurity. For CNC purpose, I cannot help. I am not also that much advanced in C programming. एंड फॉर CNC तो भाई भूल जाओ, CNC तो पता भी नहीं मेरे को. फॉर लिनक्स CNC सॉफ्टवेयर पे वर्क करना है, मुझे भी नहीं पता. Linux CNC software. Okay, I think there can be exist some kind of thing, but I've zero knowledge about that Linux CNC software. I cannot help in this. So sort.c. I think we have created sort.vr. Uh, rm sort.v. Okay, bro. Thanks. Sorry for the disturbance. No problem. No problem, brother. No problem. So what we'll be doing, we will be okay. We have understood how this is working. So if AI will be a index I will be greater than aj, so the value will be swapped. And for the swapping algorithm, we'll be using another third variable. So firstly, we'll be storing third variable as ai. Then we are depicting that ai is equals to aj. We cannot directly write ai is equals to aj. There is a concept of swapping, and what we are doing now, we are telling that aj is equals to temp, so the value will be shifted like aj will be ai. So till here we have understood how the program is working. Page selection, nice. Void sort. I have to and okay, so starting of the program, ij_temp, so int ij_temp. Okay, if, and closing the program. And now we'll be starting our main program, that is int main void. And now what we'll be doing for the running a loop, we'll be defining int I. Nice. Okay, we'll be taking an array on our own int to sort int a. Let's take array as a. Okay, we have taken a above also. Let's take arr here, arr, and they have taken 16 example. We will take 10 examples, and is equals to, let's take example from here only. 16. Okay, so these will be 10, I guess. Page selection. Page, nice again. Where is the code, man? Mm. Okay, okay, no problem. Define the array. We will calling this function now. Copy selection, paste it here. Why it is doing like this here? I just want to copy here. Done. So we have called this function here. Now we'll be using this. Firstly, we'll be printing the thing that we want. That printf the array before the sort. So the user can differentiate between both the array before sorty. Anything that we have left, okay, semicolon here. So array will before sort, we'll be printing our original array. So for that, we'll be using this only for loop, and we'll be page selection. So we are printing the same array that we have defined here till 10. Let's do this as 10. Okay, and now what we'll be doing, we'll be sorting the array and printing that sorted array. So sort, using the sort thing and defining our array here, passing the both arguments. First is the arr, second is the number of the size of the array. Now we'll be printing this. So printed sorted array like this. Okay, so copy, paste selection here. So this will be the sorted array. It will be going till 10. So now this, the value of this is changes to this. So this will be working like the array will be changed now. Okay, so before that it was like simply printing the array. Now we have implemented the function here for shifting, for sorry, not shifting, for sorting the array, and now we'll be printing that. So we have specified called the function. We have defined this function here. Use the two arguments. First is the array. Second is the size of the array. One more problem here. Let's see if everything is working fine or not. Brackets are placed good. End main void. Print 10. Let's do return 0 and close the program. It should be working fine now. GCC sort.c, and we'll be writing the output to sort. Okay, many errors. Okay, this entire okay. Compatible printf. I think there's a problem that okay, I have not mentioned the header file. I have uh, forgot the basic thing to mention the including the standard input output file stdio.h. Okay, this was the first error. Let's debug it manually. Colon, running the for loop 2 times, swapping concept. Okay, problem here. Printf, okay, working fine. Printf working fine. Entire, okay, semicolon here. Let's shift it backwards. Okay, comma. Okay, control. Printf, problem in this line. Array, okay, it's arr, and here also arr. Now control S, no problems. Control Q, compiling, running fine, sorting. Okay, the array is sorted, so it's in the ascending order. Minus 5 will be shorter than -3. So -5, -3, 0, 6, 12, 22, 34, 44, 50, 600. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 records are there. I am back. I am back. Yes, welcome, brother. Welcome. Today, the camera is a little bit zoomed on, I guess. Oh, okay, fine. So we have done the sorting. Okay, multi-dimensional array. Now we'll be working with the matrices, I guess. Yes, we are working with matrices. Matrix, not matrices. Matrix. And variable length array. How much is left? Global variable. Converting a positive number. Okay, another base. We'll be working with global variables, automatic and static variables. Okay, automatic, static, register, and garbage. Automatic, static, register. There was one more I forgot, not garbage. Continued output, recursive function. Okay, recursion is also there. I think we will be working with factorials. Yes, factorials. Then exercise. Pretty basic questions. Working with structures. Okay, struct keyword. Date. Pretty basic again. Struct will be not of that much use, but we will be doing because I think in the program of cryptography, when we are working with encryption decryption, there is usage of struct also. So then determining tomorrow's date, functions and structures together. Okay, the fusion of function and structures. Reversing the program to determine tomorrow's. Okay, there is a lot. Structure for storing the time. Okay, working with time. Firstly the date, then time. Initializing a structure, compound literals, array of structures. Okay, nice. I'm just seeing how much is left. Okay, so structure containing structures. Okay, struct inside struct. So struct date and time, struct date. Okay, nice. Structure containing arrays. Oh, nice. Fine, fine. struct variants exercise. After that I think it's pointers. No, character strings. Nice. Array of characters. Then we will be working with characters. Nice. Variable length character. Nice. Good. So there is lot to do now. No problem. Where were we? Top down programming function arrays. We were on multi-dimensional arrays. Okay. So we have already studied about multi-dimensional array. So two parameters are passed here, I and j, if we talk about in the terms of matrix. So a multi-dimensional array element can be passed to a function just as an ordinary variable or single dimensional array element can. So the statement square root matrix ij calls a square root function passing the value containing the matrix ij in the argument. Okay. So it will be calculating the square root of each and every element present in a matrix. So there is also a function called qsort in the standard C library that can be used to sort an array containing any data type. However, before you use it, you need to understand the pointers. Please wait for 1 minute. Which book I am following? I forgot the name. And I have to go back. Okay, so page is 167. So this is Stephen G. Cochin, third edition, Programming in C. Not particularly for cybersecurity, but it can be referred if you want to learn basics of cybersecurity. And I'm searching 167. Why? Okay, it's going like this, no problem. If I am doing 167, it is going 187. If I want to go 164, okay, 147. Okay, nice. We have cracked the code. Where is the terminal? Nice. So now we are working with multi-dimensional array. So an entire multi-dimensional array can be passed to a function in the same way. Let's move directly to a program or something. So it is a way of writing here. So for example, if the matrix measured values declared to be two-dimensional array, okay, array of integer, this is C statement will be printed. So syntax will be like this. Can be used to invoke a function that multiplies each element in the matrix by the value of a constant. Okay, I think I got the program, what they are doing. They are multiplying the matrix by each and every. Okay, pretty basic. Original matrix multiply by 2, then multiply by -1. Okay, firstly it is multiply by 2, then -1, not directly. Okay, no problem. Has they done anything new here? No, same thing again, 150 there. So way of measuring the size, and it can be like this also. Are both valid declaration for a formal parameter array called array value containing 100 rows by 50 column, but the declaration int array value 100, okay, and not because the number of columns in the array must be specified. Okay, so let's move to the program 8.13. We'll be creating a program. So what should we name it? Multi.c. Okay, so till here it is already known. I think they have started the main program directly, then they have defined the function like multiplied by 2. Okay, no problem, we can do like this also, but the definition of the program should be there, the function should be there. So now directly we are mentioning the matrices and multiplying it by 2 and -1. Okay, so take void, what they have done, display matrix, sample matrix. Okay, scalar multiply, or they have created of another function of displaying a matrix. Okay, so I think the concept of multiplying 2 and -1 is written here and displaying the matrix is written here. So matrix is already defined 3 cross 5, 3 columns, 5 rows. Sorry, 3 rows, 5 columns, and okay, let's do one thing. Let's first define the functions, then make our program. Okay, it will be easier. So we don't want anything in return, so void function we will be passing. So now we are multiplying something, so multiply, we be using mul. Okay, so let's declare an array, matrix. So let's take m, and 3 cross 5 they have taken, we also take 3 cross 5. Okay, so now they are mentioning the number they want to multiply, so int the number that you want to multiply. Now what you will be doing, taking int r for rows and c for columns. Because we want to multiply na, so to each and every row and column, so we'll be taking two variables r and c. So two loops will be running, first for the row, second for the column. So row will be from 0 to 3 because it's in RC format, 3 cross 5, and column will be from 0 to 5. So r is set to 0, r is set to 0, r will be going till 3. Okay, sorry for bothering you, but what if we teach scammers how to use a window virtual box so that it makes it harder? Scam betas to shut scammers down, and if we mark this activity as a noble work for stopping EVs, lol. You are quite kind of curious personality. So sorry, but what if we teach scammers how to use a Windows virtual box? Okay, so that it makes it harder for scam baiters to shut down scammers down. I never thought that. I never thought that. And if we mark this activity as a noble work for stopping e-waste, you can do. What you can do, you can open a channel and teach, especially for scammers, and you can teach them virtual machines. You can teach them snapshots, sandboxes, and all. So they scammers can also be referred to as script kiddies. They just know what to exploit and how to do. They are not that much smart. Good point. R plus plus. I never thought like that. R plus plus. So for now we'll be doing for column. I hate typing. So column is equals to 0. Column will be going, it's 3. And change charge scammers money for it. Not money, share. You should say share. Why charge money? Why you should fix, fix an amount. You should be charging a share, that if a scammer earns 1 crore by a person by scamming someone, so you should be owning 15% of that. 15 is far less, 30%. 30% will be good because the risk is, and a risk factor is with the scammer. So 30% is good. So for the matrix, what kind of interaction we are having here? See, so you want to multiply it, na? So multiply it with every number, not every number, the number specifically, the scalar number we have defined, that is n. Uh, so we have written the concept of multiplying. Now we will be writing the function for displaying the array. And again, for displaying, we just need the array. So int, again int m, we're taking the same thing, int m, 3 cross 5, 3 cross 5 array, start the function, taking again int r and c, and now we'll be running the loop again. Use the same thing now. Okay, shift v. Okay, so now we want to print, so we'll be using print function, printf, and printf percent I. mrc M R C. Asking for share would make us a business partner. I want to portray ourselves as a people of God Himself. Whatever, no work. What you can do, you can start a ransom. If you are a good hacker, if someday you feel that you are a good hacker, you can join a ransomware group. You can be a leader. It's just joking. So we are good hackers. We work for people. Printf, nice. Printf. Uh, New line character. Now we'll be making our main program, that is int main void. So now we will be passing the array. Do we have the example for that? Yes, we have the example. So firstly, what we'll be doing, we'll be passing our functions. Firstly, that this is the one, then then semicolon, hit enter, then this. So we have passed our two functions. Now we want to display the array. So we'll be taking another example, sample. Let's take display, display matrix, and again 3x5 matrix. Here, that is why I don't use macro. I am using a bracket. Okay, now it's fine. 5. Now we want to display a matrix. Okay, so we are giving the matrix. Let's take this example. Only copy, paste it here. Okay. Okay, it's working fine. And now we want to, what we want to do now? What we want to do now? Firstly, we'll be displaying our original matrix, then our changed or altered or multiplication wali matrix. Then what we want to do, we will be printing printf org matrix, og matrix. Let's og matrix, and just like this. What we'll be doing now, because we want to display, and we want to display this DISM, because we want to implement that on this DISM or display matrix. So DISM, and we'll be printing DIS. Anna, have I done anything wrong? Firstly, we are printing the original matrix, then we are changing display matrix. It's a bit confusing because they are doing two things, because they are also displaying the original one, they are also displaying the multiplication of two. Let's do only the multiplication with the two, not much. So DISM. So for displaying the array, let's do one thing. Let's define it here only, because we are also multiplying. So multiply, passing the two arguments. So first is the array dis, and second is the number we want to multiply. Let's multiply it by 4. Okay, now what we need to do, we will be printing printf, how it is, like firstly original matrix is printed, but here they have printed original matrix, display matrix, simple matrix. What? But they have not printed it. It will not be printed directly now. I think we have to mention here printf percent %I, then DISM, like something. But till here we are good. Till here we are good. Then they are printing that multiply by 4 we have done here. Okay, multiplied by 4. Display matrix, sample matrix. Okay, display matrix. Have we Okay, in the display thing we are already printed the matrix, so we don't need to uh, uh, we don't need the print statement again. So now okay, so it is changed to this. Now we have changed the value of the DISM and displayed the value. Okay, no problem. Done, no problem. The program is completed. Return 0. Control SQ. There should be no errors, I guess. Multi dot C. Writing the output to multi. Eh? What is this? CC1 fatal error multi dot C. No such file or directory. Wow. Why? Okay, spelling. Okay, now it is good. Print. Okay, printf. Where? Printf. Any more problem? The problem is here also. So. The problem is here also. R is equals to 0. Why the problem is here? We are ended with the semicolon. What's the problem then? Control SQ. It's working fine. Multi. Nice. We should be getting it like this, but we are getting like this. Why? I think somewhere I have skipped the new line character. Let's check it manually. Micro multi. Okay. For displaying, should we be using any kind of... No, they have not. Okay, %f. Okay. 5 I will be there. Anything else we have? For the displaying part, I guess everything is right. Multiply. For displaying also, we have used a new line character. Should use helix. It's also a terminal based writer. Asking for share. Okay, you should use helix. It's also a terminal based writer. Okay, I will look it. I was planning to use Vim, but Vim sucks. What was the name? Helix. They are a lot text writer, yeah. Helix. Can we install it now? Helix install Kali. Is it some kind of package that can be directly installed? Command sudo snap install helix. We first want to install snap. What we can do? Clone it here. cd helix cargo install path helix term logged. Okay. Do I have snap? Okay, snap is there, so I can install, I guess, sudo snap install. What was the name of the package? Helix Classic. Cannot communicate with the server. Localhost v2 snap. Linux. Okay. No such file or directory. Snap is not working. Sudo snap install Helix Classic. Sudo snap install Helix Classic. Alternative, you can use this Helix from the source code cargo, but this requires having Rust and cargo installed on your system. Rux and cargo is not installed. hx is command for it. Use sudo. What's the command? Just write it in the chat. What's the command? Do I have already installed hx? Okay. आप परमिशन तो ले लेता यार. क्या क्या इंस्टॉल कर रहा है? Blueprint compiler, Elvish, Swiftlang, TextLang. I think Rust is also installed. Python 3 LSP, hx. Nice. Pretty good यार. Nice. Can I customize it? Install हो गया यार. Snap की जरूरत क्या है? What's the need of Snap? Is it good? Let's try to run something here. I cannot type. Why cannot type? Is there some way of running it? Install without snap. Okay. I'm not able to type here. Sudo apt search helix. It's installed. It's installed here. It's on your screen. Is it visible? It's on your screen here. It's visible. But I am unable to type here. Oh, select. Yes, it's yeah. No, Vim. I hate Vim. So is it like Vim? So we have to use WQ to exit. Nothing selected. How to exit this here? I will not use it. Use A or I first. Okay. A. So hash bin bash echo. Is it added to system variable already? How to save it? How to save it? If I have to use commands like this, why I am not using new vim helix commands? Quit for queue to close the current view. Okay, open buffer. Insert mode. Okay, yes, insert in normal mode, just like new vim. But normal mode, it's not normal mode. Registry empty. It's insertion mode. WQ, I have used WQ na, but I am not able to use it now. Registry at the rate empty. Yeah. Insert mode is started by, I know insert mode is started by I. It's same like new vim. But the problem is uh, I'm not able to come to fire to control selection save to jump list. Registry empty. New concept, nice. So command includes quit. I have the command wq यार अब क्यों नहीं आ रहा है लिखने के लिए, but the cursor will not work. I guess use this. Okay, colon. Okay, nice. WQ cannot save with no path set. I have to set a path now. Let's read. Quit, open, write, later write, secret, theme, yank, join. Okay, quit. Closing the current view, QLIS, one unsaved buffer remaining. Buffers can be managed by buffer close BC, VC close to close the current buffer, or buffer close all BCA. Okay, buffer close all. Uh, uh, use this for force. Okay, like WQ and exclamation mark. Not working. Yeah, I am noob. I will say I'm noob. It's good. Micro is good. Control S, Control Q, pretty good. I'll be learning Vim. If I want to work like that, work on commands, Neo Vim will be better. Leave it, no problem. Leave it. There is a lot to learn. Why should be I having extra efforts? Okay, no problem. Q. Okay, no problem. There's lot to learn. Why I should be having more stress to my life? It's working fine. It has syntax highlighting. I think HX do not have syntax highlighting. I have to edit it, or customize like NeoVim to enable custom syntax highlighting like this. do I have to? So we were working on this control SQ. Let's compile this, try to run this. What is the problem? It's working fine. 7 is multiplied by 4. 16 is multiplied, but it's not in the correct format that we want. Find the mistake in the program. It's better to find the mistake. Why to use that much kind of text editors? Mm, why is it is not like this here? It should be in this format. It is working. Let's just leave it. The program is working. Only that matters. Why? Let's just move to another program. And no need to read this all. So multi NVIM is the best in my eyes. I'm also planning to contribute it in under GSOC. Contribute in it under GSOC. Okay, you can go ahead. So the scalar multiply function is called the second time to multiply. Okay, so the multi-dimensional variable length arrays and functions. So you can take advantage of the variable length array feature in the C language and write functions that can take multi-dimensional arrays of varying size. For example, program 8.13. Okay, so here, where's the main program? Nvim with lazy vim configs is gate. Okay, yeah. Why to start a war on text editor? I know it's pretty cool to get a text editor that works on terminal itself, but micro is pretty good in my opinion. But because Vim is customizable, I guess you can customize Vim. Can you customize Neo Vim and Lazy Vim on your own, like writing scripts and work on your own? Okay, multi-dimensional array. What we are doing, including the header file. Now we are creating LazyVim is a great plugin for those who feel it as difficult. Okay, so what we are doing now, scalar multiply this what, where's the main program this time? I guess. Okay, so this is the main program. So void scalar multiply int n rows and columns matrix n rows and columns. Okay, and scalar. I think what they are doing now is, as we have mentioned 3 and 5, they are now taking 3 and 5 on their own. No problem, not a big deal. If you can do like this if you want to take input from users. So why to mention like this? So you are just hard coding the program to use 3 and 5 and just making it more complex. Why? Instead, what you can do here, uh, run a loop inside this and define what is sample matrix, like int n rows, int n columns, and you can run loop, first loop for the row, second for the column, like this, and run a scanf function here and take the input from the user. It will be better. And take the values of this 3 and 5 also. They have mentioned here 3 and 5, like they have taken int n rows and columns and they have mentioned 3 and 5 here, but you can take the input from the user. It will be better. So it increases the feasibility of the program. Why to mention int n rows and n columns? If you want to hard code the program to run on 3 and 5 only. Customizable using a special language named Lua. Yes, I know. I know that. That is why. Many friends suggested me to use Vim. But if you see the starting of the stream, someone suggested me to use Micro. I was using Nano, OG Nano. You have heard about Nano, I guess. The problem with the main difference between Nano and this Micro is Lua is a high level language used for application embedding. Yes, I know. So the problem with nano is you cannot just directly use cursor. You have to uh, be like a terminal programmer, like moving it from the keyboard. So no use of mouse. This program is pretty basic and pretty irrelevant in my opinion, because you are just specifying you are specifying individual int n rows and n columns, and later you are specifying 3 and 5 only. And Lua has a great compatibility with C. Okay, nice. This I don't know. This I don't know. Lightweight programming language, Lua. Nano is great. Nano is not great. Nano is OG. OG. If you want to piss someone, use Nano. You cannot use cursor. You have to just uh, stick to keyboard. I think Nano also does not have syntax highlighting, or does it have? Okay, it has syntax. Yeah, it's pretty cool here. I like this. You cannot just directly go in order to edit here. You have to go like this. Nice. Control SQ. Okay. Control SQ will not work here. Control C and enter. Control X. Yes, enter. Okay. Moving on to the next program. Now we'll be moving our focus to global variables. It's now time to tie together many of the principles you have learned in this chapter, as well as some new ones. Take program 7.7, which converted a positive number to another base and rewrite it. Okay. Okay, okay, nice. Nice, nice. Good. This is now something a good program. Nano was my go-to back when I used to use Termex. Yes, exactly. Some Nano is some kind of time travel. You just go back in time. Pretty old. Let's just build this program. Okay, so now what we are doing, we have taken 3 functions and we are repeating the same program of the base conversion. So we are converting a number to another base, and what we are doing in this is before passing any function or defining any function, we are passing global variables. So it will be, throughout same in all the programs. So in all the functions, sorry, I will repeat myself. So before passing any function or defining any functions, we are passing global variables. So it will be same throughout if you use in any other functions. So firstly, we are creating a program in order to get the number and base. Void argument. Okay. So I think number to be converted base. So if base is less than 2 or greater than 16, bad base must be defined between. Okay. Error handling. Why the base is set to 2 and 10? Base is equals to 10. Base is equals to 10. Okay, so they are taking a default case. So if base is, less than 2 or greater than 16, it will be printing that bad base must be between 2 and 16. But also for the sake of error handling, it will be set, the base will be set to 2 by default. So the program will be continuing. Now what they are doing, they are converting the number. So first, let's just do the input part. Micro. First, we will do ls. There's a lot program we have done. Base conversion we have. Base conversion. Let's do one thing. Micro base conversion 2.c. Okay. So copying the header files and this thing. I cannot copy here. No problem. So include stdio.h And let's first define our global variables. So the converted number, let's define it by conv. So converted number. And since we will be working with bases, let's define it till base 64. So 64, because it's not a number, it's an array. And this is an array of you. If you do prime factorization, so all the new numbers which are saved, it will be stored in this converted number. Okay, so if you have seen the past stream, I have told you the concept behind this. So yes, so now we'll be using long int. Long int will be used in order to convert the number. So number to be converted, it will be, let's save it as n to c. Sometimes I wonder what it felt like when personal computers were newborn beast, when curious minds craft open hardware pushing limits, not because it was needed, but because they could. That is what I am telling, that people back then, which was much smarter than today's programmers, and hackers also back then were they do much because there were no uh, predefined tools. So now there are industry ready tools like nmap and all, but back then hackers used to make their own tools for even for port scanning, enumeration, and everything you do in penetration testing. So people were way smarter before. Long int. Okay, now we'll be taking the input of the base, and why they are using int digit is equals to 0, we'll be seeing that afterwards. Let's first make a program to take the input. Void get number and base. So we'll be saving at get values or get inputs. So we don't need any arguments, so void, we just need to print something. So I guess we need to thank them for the software we enjoyed. Yes. Bilkul, we should be thankful. Okay, so first we'll be asking number to be converted. There should be no problem if I am writing something in short form. It saves our time. Arey yaar. Now what we are doing, since the number to be converted is a long int number, we'll be scanf doing storing the number. Scanf %li. Yeah, especially Linux tools. Yes. Uh, what we have taken, n to c. Okay, scanf n to c. Pretty good. Now we want the base printf. Let's take it from here, yeah. Why to write? Okay. Now we will be specifying the condition of error handling, that base should not be less than 2 and logical OR, and base should not be greater than 16. If it happens, so printf bad base, printf bad base, and what we will be doing, base should be set to 10 by default. Okay, this is done. So now what we will be doing, we'll be making a program to convert the number. So we'll be using the same concept that we use in the previous class. So to convert a number, so convert n, we'll be defining a program as this. We don't need anything in return. We'll be passing the void argument, and we will be using the same concept, that is do while. So firstly we'll be doing or implementing a program, then we will be executing the condition that the number that is converted, the final number should not be equals to 0. So there's a series of prime factorization. If you divide like 10, will you divide when you divide 10, so the first number will be 5, then 2, then 1. All of them will be stored in an array. I don't like Linus Torvald as a person, but I like his creation. You can say I'm just jealous. A brilliant mind. He has a brilliant mind. I should not say you should be jealous. You should be uh, inspired. You should get inspired. But in today's world, there is no respect for a person that is building an operating system. There is a respect for a person who is coding. What There's a concept which is, a Gen Z word, I should say, that is arising today. You code by using AI. What is that word? I don't know. You use AI for doing what, something like dash coding. What is that coding known as? It's kind of Gen Z word. If you remember, can you write in the chat? I don't. Yeah, it's pretty famous nowadays. What it is known, dash coding. So use of AI and all. If you know, just write in the comments. So uh, we are taking another int here. Let's take a digit because vibe coding. Yes, vibe coding. So he removed Russian maintainers from listen. So I just don't like him. Okay. Maintainers from Linux. So I just don't like him. Okay. Vibe coding. Yes, vibe coding. So the respect for vibe coding is much, much greater from a person that is building something from scratch. I should say that. So the company will be more focusing someone on who is doing vibe coding more than someone who is developing something from scratch. Vibe coding. I will say it is a Gen Z word. I'm not Gen Z. I just hate AI. I hate AI. Yeah. I am the biggest rebel of AI. So converted numbers, CONV, we'll be saving that in the digit. You see that in my streams, I don't use AI. If I encounter any problem, I will use Google or Brave instead, but I will not use AI. I have used AI before in Linux classes, I guess, for when I stuck like somewhere, but I will not use AI. Can you tell me about your channel in short? I am new here. Dancing Waves. So this is a channel related to cybersecurity. Firstly, when I have started this channel, my focus was who respects vibe coders. They are trying just come. I think AI is yes, exactly. So this is my channel Vyadh. The motive of starting this channel was solving HTTP machines and just doing the advanced thing, but on the feedback of people like you, the viewers that come on my stream. I don't expect that much people will be coming to my stream. I don't know why they are, why YouTube is suggesting me. So my initial motive was to learn on the stream, like solving machines and all, but now it is shifted more towards learning with you and teaching you, uh, both parallelly. So firstly, we have planned to we have completed Linux. Then in Linux, we have done some sort of bash scripting, but I have thought now we should be shifting our more main focus to phases of penetration testing. Then, if something is needed in between, we will be discussing that. Firstly, we will be targeting OSCP examination. Then we will be shifting our focus to more branches of red teaming, such as malware analysis and reverse engineering. I have started C programming, but I have realized that this C programming is not this much scripting is not that much of use in OSCP. Uh, it's a harsh truth because OSCP, as I see it, it's lot. It is based on more of the tools you can be using, predefined tools or pre-made tools that are already existing in this industry. So you should be knowing how to use tool and when to use the perfect tool. So for the scripting part and for creating your own tools and writing your own exploits, it far I will take far more time to write my own scripts. After C, which language? So after C, I think I have told at the starting of the stream, I will be creating a poll again. So for the C language, I have created the poll that we should be doing the basics of networking, or we should be, I have four options that we should be working with C language, Python, assembly, and the fourth option was we should be beginning with the first phase of penetration testing, that is footprinting and reconnaissance and OSINT, if you ever heard about. So the reply that I have got was C programming. So I have started C programming. So again, the new question will be arised that I will be again leaving a poll. The four options this time will be assembly language. Second will be the continuation of C programming, but much aligned to cybersecurity like cryptography and s- exploit development. Third option, which I am in favor of, is the networking from scratch. Like what is it? What is internet? What is website? What is HTTP server? Web hosting, Apache, Nginx, IP addresses, DNS, routers, and all the networking that is necessary in penetration testing. And the fifth option or the fourth option, I don't know how many options I have given, and the final option is that we should be again beginning with the first phase of our OSCP, that is the first phase of penetration testing, reconnaissance and footprinting, including that OSINT and all the tools. So I will be leaving the poll again after completing the C programming. It's up to you guys what you want to do. So converting digit, we will be writing the same concept N to C. How much time will ASM take to learn? ASM, okay. Uh, 30 to 40 days. 30 days. If I go, because I don't know how to code in assembly. I have done before, but when I have learned assembly, I think I have taken around 3 to 4 months to learn assembly. But my main focus will not be on learning. My main focus will be on teaching now, because I see the growth of, I should not say the growth of my channel. It's only 134 subscribers, but I have seen that there are more people joining again and again. New people are joining again and again. But let's see. If I talk about all the things, like ASM will take around 40 days. To be precise, if we go to C programming, continuation of C programming, it will take around like hacking up for exploitation and making exploit development. Then after exploit development, we have to see the malware analysis and reverse engineering, 40 days for that also. And if we are, what was the next option? Networking will be taking 2 weeks. I will be suggesting that. So for networking, for assembly, to use my phone, but my phone is my webcam. Let me just quickly check. What was that? Assembly is also of two types, na? Mm. Let Please wait a moment. Let me just check the book. I don't know. I will tell you later, but I will be suggesting one book. I will be telling roughly again. For ASM, it will be around 40 to 45 days, 1.5 months, or it can be 2 months, it can be 60 days, depending on the feedback. But you will get bored in assembly. I am honest. And if you will be continuing with the C programming, like firstly, you will be, I think you will be, we will be going with cryptography. We have to learn basic concepts of cryptography. Then we'll be working with some kind of frameworks in encryption, decryption. Then C programming for making exploits, because we have to crack the encryption, decryption before making any kind of exploits. So then we will be targeting reverse engineering and malware analysis. So if I continue the C, it will also take 2 months. So 2 months for ASM, 2 months for C programming, advanced C programming in cybersecurity. And if I directly just jump to, because a assembly and C programming, that advanced C programming, will not be needed in OSCP, because OSCP is not that scripted thing. Uh, so if I directly jump to the first phase of the penetration testing, uh, depends, depends. New language or videos or books, depends. Why? Completely depends. Okay, so I was telling about C programming. If we do Let me just complete it again. Assembly, if we do assembly, it will take 2 months. If we do C programming, it will again take 2 months. If you do networking, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, far enough. 10 streams, I guess. 10 streams will be enough. If you shift to first phase of the penetration testing, that is footprinting, reconnaissance, network scanning, enumeration, and all, the Nmap and all, it will take 1 month. How do you find the resource for learning scripting? How do I find the resource? Mm, OSINT, open source intelligence. Like, if I want to find some kind of book or something, I use Google Docs or advanced search method in Shodan, or I read articles on Medium, I read blogs and all. And after reading, taking 1 to 2 hours of research, then I filter out and read. Okay, so let's move our focus to here. We are again distracted from where we left. We have to complete this. If you want to move forward, we just want to complete this, na? C programming. We have started it, and after starting it, I realized that uh, for now, C programming will be of no use. Uh, it will be useful after the OSCP if you want to go in advanced hacking and all. If you will be giving OSEE, that is offensive security exploit. What is OSEE? Uh, OSEE. What's the full form of OSEE? I forgot. Offensive security exploit. Uh, exploitation expert. Okay. Of sex exploitation expert. So if you are targeting this exam, this is the matlab, highest level exam. So how much experience do you have in cybersecurity? 4 years. Uh, 6 years from 2019, but first 2 years were like roaming here and there. I don't know what I was doing it like that, but in a structured way. 2021 or 2022, I should say, unpopular opinion. Modern day AI engineers are just glorified data science people who just feed data to AI functions, and data science people are just data entry guys with knowledge of Python and math. Yes, absolutely. If I leave a poll here, let's start a poll here, and what next? Mm, okay, so please answer. 8 people are watching, so I want input from each and every person that what should be the next. So I should be start preparing and revising my notes also. Assembly, okay. Assembly 2 months, no problem. What next? Only one vote is there. I am expecting more votes to base. Let me just complete my, okay, after the do, we will be writing that while this n to c number is not equals to 0. Okay, now we want to display. Only one vote. Please vote ना यार, मेरे को थोड़ा idea लग जाएगा क्या करना है. How frequent you are doing live? Daily. There was 1 to 2 days gap because of the festivals, but we are streaming daily. Now I want to display now. So for displaying the content, I guess we have to use that const function again in order to, yes, const for defining the character base digit 0 to f in the case of base if it is 16. So for displaying part, we are again passing a void argument. Now we'll be using this copy. Let's just copy it from here, Shift V, because we want to convert the digits like in the base digits. And for that, if you don't know, 10 is defined as A, 12 is represented as B, like similarly like 13C, 14D, 15E, and 16F. Only four votes. Four. Okay, so we have four votes, and all the votes are on assembly. Nice. You want to go on the tougher road. Nice. Okay, no problem. We will be going with assembly language. Nice. I like the confidence. So you just want to leave C programming and shift to assembly. No problem. So SCP is now stretched 2 months more. The basic motive of starting this channel was to prepare for OSCP, but we are now shifting our focus to red teaming. All the streams of red teaming, no problem. I am all in for everything. Okay, where were we? Why are you making this level of content? What is your expectation? This level of content. What do you mean by this level of content? Is it in a positive way or negative way? Are you matlab, uh, criticizing me or uh, uh, complimenting me? I voted for ASM because all other felt a bit easy. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. For that you are wrong, because assembly will be a much easier task, but as compared to when you are, making exploits in C and working with cryptography, that's a far-fetched topic. Right? Assembly is, we cannot compare. These two things are different, but they are equal in difficulty level. Networking is easier, but networking is essential. What, we cannot do anything. So firstly, we'll be doing assembly. We will be keeping that advanced C in cybersecurity for later. Firstly, we'll be completing assembly. I try to complete in 1.5 months. Then we'll be moving to our focus to networking. Then first phase of OSCP. So in next 2 months, like from November, I will be completing C programming in November only. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So from 1st of November, we will be beginning our uh, assembly, and till the end of this year we will be completing our assembly and networking both in positive way. Okay, thank you. So till 1 January, so from 1 January we can start the first phase of OSCP. I think it sounds all right. First phase of OSCP, one vote is also there. Nice. Okay, so it's pretty much decided now. So first phase of OSCP will be, we will be dedicated towards OSCP from the new year 2026 1 January, and till then we will be building a foundation in assembly and networking, because networking is also important. And when you are working with Nmap, and when you exploit open ports, so you should be knowing what are the ports, what are the common ports and all. So networking is also important. So this is same, we have done it tomorrow only, yesterday only. Okay, Shift V. So this is the same concept, I guess. Minus minus digit. Okay, no problem. You can just leave this argument also, no problem. If you just write like this, it will not make any difference. So converted number is saved to digit. Have we defined next digit? Do we have defined next digit? Okay, we have. So next digit is saved here. So digit is copied from here, plus plus digit. Iteration will be saved to that array, and this array will be replaced by this base digits. So in order to convert it to base 16, for only for base 16, so rest all of them will be going normally, but specifically for base 16 it will be going like this. So okay, all right. For base 15, okay, afterwards, after 9 it will be treat it as this only. If we talk about 14, base number 14, so it will be like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It will be no, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, okay, it will be till E. Please tell me the motivation for making this channel. Okay. Yeah, again, yeah, I am repeating this. Are you comfortable with Hindi? Daylight, I don't know if you are from India or not. I forgot. If you are, please tell. Till then, I complete this program. So now we are making our main program into main void. If you are comfortable in Hindi, it will be much easier to tell what's the motivation of starting this channel. So firstly, we will be get input void, then convert n, then this void. So get input, I have underscore or what underscore get inputs. India, you are from India. So I think all of you are, I forgot Hindi. So मैं ये कह रहा था कि जो reason है for starting this channel, so was like that कि I have to, मुझे अपनी continuity maintain करनी थी. I have to gain a consistency and I have to document my work so that I have a history that I have done this and thing. So from the past 6 years, first initial 2 years was like scratch, and I don't know what I was doing, but I was familiar with cybersecurity. So in the next 4 years, मैंने एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव प्लान बनाया कि मेरे को क्या क्या करना है. फर्स्ट 1 ईयर में तो मैंने ब्लू टीमिंग को थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोर किया. सिम पे मैंने काम किया, सॉक एनालिस्ट पे मैंने काम किया, कुबरनेट्स, डॉकर, इलास्टिक सर्च की बाना एंड ऑल, इन सबको देखा. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे मेरे को रेड टीमिंग में इंटरेस्ट आया. बीच में मैंने 1 साल के लिए शायद छोड़ भी दिया था, पर ये आई एम कंफर्टेबल इन. ओके, तो बीच में मैंने शायद छोड़ भी दिया था बीच में 1-2 साल के लिए शायद. फिर साइबर सिक्योरिटी कंटिन्यू किया था मैं रेड टीमिंग से. सो the reason was I want to document my work. So I should have a history that I was working in this field of cybersecurity from past this year. This was just the reason, and the motive of starting this channel, the main content which I have decided was I will be solving the machines only, like CTFs, machine and hack the box, try hack me machines, OSINT lab, bandit over the wire war games, CTFs of reverse engineering. If you have ever heard about C and assembly, C and assembly CTFs, they are dedicated CTFs of C and assembly and all. So ऐसा कोई भी रीज़न नहीं था कि मैं कुछ इस पे चैनल पे पढ़ाऊँगा या कुछ, बट द फीडबैक दैट आई हैव गॉट, और जो कॉन्टिन्यूटी रही, जो लोग आते रहे डेली स्ट्रीम पे आते रहे, उनको लगा दे आर गेटिंग हेल्प, जो कमेंट्स मेरे को मिले, सो आई थॉट लेट्स स्टार्ट. एक लेट मी शो यू अ कमेंट. आई गॉट मैनी कमेंट्स यार कि द वे ऑफ teach, I don't know my way of teaching is good or not. I'm not familiar with that, but your channel कुछ इसमें यार वो तो नहीं होएगा, आउट तो नहीं होएगा. इसमें था शायद. This is how you can use grep command. So option ऐसे कमेंट्स आते थे यार मेरे को. Thank you so much, sir, for detailed lecture of shell programming. I am currently in MNIT. I think it is NIT Allahabad studying computer science. All thank God I found this channel. So this kind of feedback I was getting. ये feedback मिल रहे तो थोड़ा सा मेरे को motivation मिला कि चलो it can be beneficial for some people if they want to learn cybersecurity from me. I hope I answered the question. So three functions we have to call. All the functions are void. Nice. This then convert n, comma separated. Okay, convert n. This is also void. The plan was never to grow a channel. You skipped mine. Uh, you also commented. I don't know whether you have commented or not. I will find on which video you are specifically. I don't remember. Uh, on which particular video you have commented?
So option hyphen V will, okay, so
This, not comment, bro. Chat. Okay. Which? Can you ask that out again? Uh, which comment I have skipped here? Can you uh, just tell me again? I ought to forget. Nah, so I don't have a good memory. So what was our third function? This void or display void? If you just help me to remember it again, I can remember. So we have called the three functions. Now what we will be doing? Chat, this one. Get number and base. So get input. But the problem is we have to. Okay, so the core logic is written continuous here. Core logic is given, so we just need to call the functions. Okay, no problem. Get inputs. Uh, inputs and convert in and display. Anything left? Return 0. All the thing is covered, I guess. Let's just test it. Okay, so there are much errors. Control S. First error is here. Control. Why? Okay. So colon here. Scanf. It's all right. What's the error here? Scanf base. If it is all right. Base. Okay. N2C percent. Okay, anything which is having base. Okay, in do we have, if we are using while with do, we have to terminate it with semicolon. Anything more? Digit. Okay, I think I have declared it dig. That is why it is showing error. Okay, any more? Okay, here also it's fine now. And main word convert n. It should be working now. Okay, error here. Converted number. Okay. So this is C2N, CONVN, or CONV, CONV. Okay. Any more thing? Okay, it's fine now. Let's compile this GCC base. Okay. We have to specify 2 here and we have to specify 2 here. Okay. यहाँ पे दिक्कत आया इसमें कुछ. बैड बेस जहाँ मैंने प्रिंट किया है यहाँ पे स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक है. प्रिंट एफ. सेकंड मेरा दिक्कत आया था इसमें. और कहाँ पे था दिक्कत? न्यू टैब. GCC. Okay, what was the name? Base conversion. Base. CONV. 2.c, writing the output to base conv2. ओके, यहाँ दिक्कत है इसमें। ओके, यहाँ 2 आएगा। और और bad base. Okay, I think it's all right now. Control SQ. We can compile this again. Okay, it's working fine. Base conv2 number to be converted. So have they given any example? 100. Okay, let's take 100. Base, let's take base 8. So converted number is 144. It's working fine. Let's just run it again. I have a big bug in Steam, the game launcher. Using the bug, anyone can download any game for free. Should I report it to Steam or just use it secretly? Like, will reporting this help me? Okay, should I report it to the Steam? If they have something, if they have something like bug bounty programs, you can check on HackerOne. If they have something like bug bounty programs, they are, they are very just they are very attentive to their security and all, the security of the user, the security of the system. So there can be a possibility that you will be paid a bounty, but you should first see or research, do some research. So if they have any kind of bug bounty programs or not. If they have some kind of bug bounty program, you can write the mail or the any official way of uh, writing them. You can do that. So it's working fine. So we got 7 votes. 57% is assembly, 14% networking, 29% is first phase of OSCP. I will be giving this poll again in the community. The community post, I will be giving this poll again. So let's move forward. So this program is working fine. Let's move to the next topic. So here what they have done, so some programs adopt the convention of prefixing all global values name with the letter G. For example, their variable declaration for might look like this. Okay. So the reason for adopting such a conversion is that it becomes easier to pick out a global variable. Okay. So if you want to do something or declare a global variable, you can just assign a letter G in front of them. Okay, no problem. Pretty basic program. And now we are moving to types of variables. One final thing about the global variable, they do have a default initial value 0. So in the global declaration, int g data 100, all the 100 elements of the g data are set to be 0 when the program begins. Okay, so we have seen earlier that array, if we don't declare it, if we declare it as a standard variable or standard array, so there can be a possibility if we assign values to the specific indexes and we leave specific indexes, so garbage value is assigned. But in case of global variable, all the values will be set to 0. No, you should not directly report the bug. You should first check if there is a history of that bug, if it is reported or not. But if you're still able to download the games for free, so the bug is live, they don't know. It's a 0-day vulnerability, you can say. You can check the, what I can say, you can check on HackerOne if the, you can check online here. You have to do some research if the bug bounty program is open for Steam or not, because there exists some possibility that some companies do not open bug bounty programs. If a user reported a bug, they just patch the bug and do not give anything in return. They just give a thank you message. So firstly, you should be checking if it is, if you can be get paid in report if you report the bug. I hope I answered your question. So the stream is around 2 hours 38 minutes. So what should we do? Let's take a 5 minutes break. Do I have a stopwatch or something? Timer. I have to take a 5-minute break. Then we will be resuming shortly. Or what we can do, let's check if we can complete this and take a break. And the second part of this session after the break will be focused entirely to this, and I will not be able to uh, uh, address any doubts regardless of this session. If you have doubts in this session, I can ask, but I will address all the doubts after the session or later, because we want to complete this C programming. We have started this, but I'm not seeing any kind of progress that we can make in C programming in, and we can directly implement in cybersecurity. You should be having fundamentals of penetration testing. Then you can be shifting and making your own scripts, making your own exploits, because there is no you can say कोई फायदा नहीं है इसका कि if you have you know that how to make exploit, but what to exploit you don't know. I guess I will just download all the games offline first and then ask some of my friend to do so. Yes. Okay, so let's take a break. I will take a water break. Okay, so let's take a break. We'll be coming back after 5 minutes. Okay, and we will be resuming our stream. So the stream will be much focused to the book, ignoring all the doubts. Sorry for that. I will address only the doubts which is regarding the session. All the doubts, regardless the session, will be covered later. hope I am audible now. Am I audible? Am I audible? Can you just respond in the chat? Okay, so let's begin where we left, and we have to complete it. Okay, so okay, we have discussed global variable, and let's move to automatic and static variables. And let me just clear this one up. Okay, so automatic and static variables. So am I audible now? Sweet. Okay, good. So now automatic and static variables. So when you normally declare a local variable inside a function, as in the declaration of the variable guess and epsilon in your square root function, okay. So these are known as local variables. So float, square root, and all. So you are declaring automatic local variables. Recall that keyword auto can, in fact, precede the declaration of such variables, but is optional because it is the default case. So we should not be specifying auto again and again because it's a default case. So an automatic variable is in a sense actually created each time the function is called. Okay, so in the preceding example, this example, the local variable epsilon and guess are created whenever the square root function is called. As soon as the square root function is finished, these local variables disappear, so these are not defined further. So this process happens automatically, hence the name automatic variables. So automatic local variables can be defined initial value, can be given initial value as is done with the values of epsilon and guess previously. In fact, any valid C expression can be specified as initial value for simple automatic variable. So the value of expression is calculated and assigned to an automatic local variable each time the function is called. Okay. So if you just give a function, give an expression to a variable, so the expression will be calculated and the variable will be, assigned. This expression will be assigned to a variable. The value of the expression will be assigned to a variable, and the variable will only be defined till the function is going on. Once the function is end, so the history of variable is not be stored because it's a local variable. So if you place the word static in front of a variable declaration, you are in an entirely new ball game. The word static in the C refers not to an electric charge, but rather to notion of something that has no movement. So this is the key to the concept of static variable. It does not come and go as a function, is called and returns. So this implies that a value static variable has upon leaving a function is the same value that variable will have the next time the function is called. Okay, so it's kind of permanent. So static variable also differs with respect to their initialization. A static local variable is initialized only once at the start of overall program execution. Okay, so we are defining, or we are just telling that this variable will be starting, and we will be defining that in the starting of the program. So static variable also have default initial values of 0, unlike automatic variables which have no default initial values. Okay, so default initial value of static will be set to 0, and in the case of automatic there were no default initial value. So in the function auto static, which is defined as follow, void auto static void, so static int static variable. Okay, static int, and in case this we use auto int. So in this case we are defining variable. So here we have defined this int variable to be static, and then we are naming the variable to be static var is equals to 100. So the value of static var is initialized to 100 only once when the program execution begins. To set a value to 100 each time the function is executed, an explicit assignment statement is needed as in this. So okay, so if you do like this, it will be 100 will be initialized only once, but when you define a variable and you write explicitly like this, that static var is equals to 100, so it will be defined in overall program. So of course, reinitializing static var this way defeats the purpose of using the static variable in the first place. Okay, illustrating static and automatic variable, let's just create a program. Micro, what we are doing here. So okay, we don't need to specify the keyword auto because it's by default there, but we have, for the sake of simplicity, we have defined the variable as auto var to differ both. This is just the name, it's not making any difference. This keyword is making the difference. So void auto static, okay, way of representing. So int auto var is 1, then static int static var is equals to 1. Printf automatic is equals to percent I, static is equals to percent I, auto var static var, then plus plus auto var plus static var. So int main void, okay, we are writing the main program now. So what they are doing, they are incrementing the value, they are printing, then incrementing the value. So this is the main program, that int I void auto static void. So we are beginning a loop because we are iterating this. So we want to end it somewhere. So for that, we have given a condition that you have to run till 5. Okay. So automatic auto static, and this program will be running. So automatic is 1 1, because since we have I have already told that if this auto var is set to 1, it will be 1 1 forever. But when we are static, we are using static, we can initialize the value again and again, because when you have seen that we have begin the loop and we have written this function auto static which we have defined here. But what happens here, auto value is set to 1, static value is also set to 1. But if we explicitly static var have written here and set to 1, it will be like 1 here and 1 here. Let me show you example. Auto static dot c. Okay, let me just copy this program. We have understood how it is working. Page selection, uh, auto static void okay int auto var. So this should be page selection. Okay, int var static int. You can write like auto int, but it is by default. If you write auto int, no problem. And we are declaring static var to be 1 in this line, but we are not explicitly not denoting like this, that static var is equals to 1 and just deleting it from here. We will see the example of this also, and we are incrementing the value. So what's our main program? We are beginning a loop and we are just printing the values. Is clipboard. Control Z, Shift V. So printf automatic. Again, it is copied by. I have to make it correct, I guess. Int I void auto static started the loop, call the function. Okay, let's control S if there are any errors, no errors. Control SQ. Okay, let's do GCC auto static dot c o auto static. Okay, uh, let's hit enter and try to run auto static. You can see it's running like this because we have not explicitly written the value of static var to 1. Let's write it explicitly and let's make it permanent. If we just define it as static var, and after that we are returning the value like this, static var is equals to 1. Let's see what happens here. Static var, okay, the capital V is making the problem. Static, nice. Control just, I cannot use shift V to use caps lock V. Okay, var. Static var, okay, control SQ, compile it, run it. Okay, now you can see if we have explicitly write that static var is equals to 1 outside this, so all the values will be set to 1, 1, 1. Automatic will be the same case of automatic, but this time you can notice static, that loop is not, iterating the value of static. It's 1, 1, 1 because we have explicitly write that static will be 1. Okay, let's move forward. We have seen this. But the main routine set up a loop to call autostatic function, the output program. Okay, one more thing. Inside the autostatic function, two local variables are declared. The first variable, let me just. So the function calls the printf routine to display the values of these two variables. After this, the variables are each increment by 1. Execution of the function is then complete. The main routine sets up a loop to call the autostatic function 5 times. Okay, the value of the automatic variable is instead of 1 for each line of the display, acting as a local variable. So 1 through 5. So this is because it is value set to 1 only once when the program execution begins, and because value is returned from one function call to next. We are not directly iterating the value, we are just calling the function 5 times. That is why it is returning 1, 1, 1 in the case of auto. But when we explicitly set static var to 1 outside the static int, so it will be same as, it will act like the same case in the scenario of auto. So the choice of whether to use a static variable or automatic variable depends upon the intended use of the variable. If you want the variable to retain its value from one function call to the next, for example, consider a function that counts the number of time that is called. So use a static variable. Also, if your function uses a variable whose value is set to once and never changes, you might want to declare the variable static. Okay. So if you want that, you don't want to change the variable even if the function is stuck in a loop, you want to keep it as it is, so you can use static variable explicitly. So this efficiency consideration is even more important when dealing with arrays for the other direction if you value the local variable. Okay, okay. Now we are done. We are at recursive function, and this is our last topic for today, I guess. Okay, we are doing structures also, no? Okay. No, 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 not last topic. Recursion is left. So recursion. We move to recursion now. Recursion is already I have discussed. Let's just directly move to the program. Calculating the factorial and multiplying again, same thing. And what we are doing, let's do one thing. Control SQ, micro factorial. Let's see. Okay. Uh, we have already done this before. Okay. Now let's see the factorial thing. We have already discussed this program. Now we are just implementing factorial into the function. We will be using unsigned int. I have already told the reason why we are using unsigned int. And now just read this one by one. We will be getting the familiar. The fact that factorial function includes a call to itself make the function recursive. Okay, so the factorial function is calling itself again and again. So in order to recurse something, or recursion is like, you can say it's like a
C language supports a capability known as recursive function. Recursive function can be effectively used to succinctly and efficiently solve problems. They are commonly used in application in which the problem solution to a problem can be expressed in the terms of successively applying the same solution to subsets of the problem. Okay, so we are applying the same thing, same solution again and again to in order to meet a expectation. So recursive functions are most commonly illustrated by an example that calculates the factorial of a number. 4 to over. So recursion, we will take a classic example of factorial. What we have done, let's see. So the fact when that the factorial function includes a call to itself makes this function recursive. What we have done, we have included a header file. So we have directly defined a main function, recursive function. I have already told why we have used unsigned long int factorial. Hmm, unsigned int, unsigned long int result. Okay, is it something wrong here? Yes, something is wrong here. uh Signed int n should be coming here, closing the brackets, marks the beginning of program, unsigned result. Okay, let me just quickly edit this program once. Okay, it's fine, I guess. Yes, it's fine. So what we are doing here, so when the function is called to calculate the factorial of 3, the value of the formal parameter n, this value is set to 3 because this value is not 0. The following program statement result n multiply by the same function that we have defined, factorial n minus 1 is executed, which given the value of n is evaluated as this. So result is equals to 3 multiplied by factorial of 2. So factorial of 2, this function will be calculated first. So the expression specifies that the factorial function is to be called this time to calculate the factorial of 2. Therefore, the multiplication of 3 by the value is left pending while factorial 2 is calculated. So we are using the function that we are defining inside a function. So we are defining the function that how will be factorial working, but in the function itself, we are calling the function again in order to solve the factorial. So we know how factorial work. Like if we do 1 starting from 1, so the result will be stored as 1. So fact this function will know how to act. So now it will be calculating this first factorial n minus 1. So for example, the case of 4, let's take a case of 4. So it will be like 4 multiplied by factorial of 3. So factorial of 3 is already calculated. We are again calling the function. So 4 will be multiplied by this calling of function of factorial 3. So the result of factorial 3 will be stored here and will be multiplied, then return to result again. So first thing first, we should be doing this like unsigned long int. In the case of factorial, we are defining a function factorial. Inside that, we are giving argument of an unsigned int n. We are again defining a variable result. If n is equals to 0, we know that factorial of 0 is result is equals to 1. It will be returning to the result. But else, so result is equals to n multiplied by factorial minus 1. Pretty good. Now we are writing the main program. So we have to print the number from 1 to 11 factorial. Okay, so int j for unsigned int j for running the loop. You can use int j, no problem. Unsigned long int. Why this int is used here? Let's see. This is used to function calling. This function is called. Okay, so percent to u exclamation mark is the way of representing a factorial. So percent to u. U is for unsigned int because we have used unsigned int here and we are representing j, and we cannot use ul. L is used for long int. We are using unsigned int only, so u is only used here. So is equals to percent lu because we are specifying the case of factorial, and factorial is defined as long int. That is why we are using percent lu, new line character, then j for copying this loop of factorials and printing the answer in the factorial function. So factorial j, pretty simple. So the concept is that we are defining a function, and inside defining a function, we are calling the function itself again and again. So this is the concept of recursion, and you can use it. Anything? I think something is there on the poll. No, 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 no. Please wait a moment. So I guess recursion is complete now, and we will be okay. So let's read this out first also. So this expression specifies the factorial functions to be called, this time to calculate the factorial of 2. Therefore, the multiplication of 3 by the value is left pending, and firstly, the factorial 2 is calculated. So even though you are again calling the same function, you should be conceptualized that this is a call to a separate function. Each time any function is called in C, be it recursive or not, the function get its own set of local variables and formal parameters. Okay, so with the value of n equal to 2, the factorial function executes this like result 2 multiply factorial 1. So once again, the multiplication of 2 by the factorial 1 is left pending while the factorial function is called to calculate the factorial of 1. So with the help of with the value of n is equals to 1, the factorial, okay, so since it will be returned back because we want to calculate the factorial of 1, and we have already told that that 1 multiply by the factorial of 0 if n is equals to 0, so the result is equals to 1, already told to the function, so it will be set to 1. So that is how it is working. So how the compiler will, how the GCC will know that the factorial of 0 is set to 1? We have to specify that if n is equals to 0, result should be 1. So factorial 1 is calculated, then rest of them is calculated. So pretty basic. uh, you can practice these questions on your own, not to go that much deeper. So let's start our topic, working with structures. So it's a chapter 9. Chapter 7 for working with arrays introduce the array that permits you to group elements of the same type into a single logical entity to reference an element in an array. All that is necessary. Okay, so the array is a group of similar data types. So the C language provides another tool for grouping elements together. This falls under the name of structure and forms the basis for the discussion in this chapter. Okay, so there is another way of grouping elements, that is structures. So suppose you want to store a data, for example 92504 inside a program, perhaps to be used for the heading of some program output or even for computational purpose. A natural method for storing the date is to simply assign the month to an integer variable called month, the day to an integer variable called day, and year to an integer variable called year. Like int month is equals to 9, day 25, year 2024. So 2004. So work just fine. This is totally acceptable approach, okay? But suppose your program also need to store the date of purchase of particular item. For example, you can go with the same procedure of defining three. Okay, struct is also used in making animations, if you don't know, not animations to be specific, but you can say designing part. If you are working with designs in C, so like you write CSS, so like CSS of C is written in a struct way. So whenever you need to use the purchase date, these three variables could then be explicitly accessed using this method. So you must be keep track of these three separate variables for each date. Okay, so let's just move how it is done. So a struct for storing the date, you can define a structure called date in the C language that consists of three components that represent the month, day, and year. The syntax for such a definition is rather straightforward. So it is a way of representing like you are doing like int month, day, year. It is also acceptable, but it's a clean way to write. Like we are structuring something like date, and we are mentioning that the date consists of month, day, and year. So all of them is like int month, int day, and int year. So the data structure just defined contains three integer members called month, day, and year. So the definition of date is a sense defines a new type in the language that variable can subsequently be declared to be type struct date as in the declaration struct date today. Okay, if you want to call it like if you want to use it later and use it matlab, uh, use it thrice or use these three things all together, you can just call struct date today. So you can also declare a variable purchase date to be the of the same type by separate. Okay, nice, pretty good. Wait a moment. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I think I was not audible. Let me just explain it again. So we were on struct. We have defined that struct date, and date can be of two types, like today and purchase date. So if you want to change a parameter inside a today, inside date, like in date we have defined month, year, day, month, day, year. So you can do like today, specifying the parameter dot day that we have defined inside, and you can specify like that. If you want to check that, if you want to change the calendar, if you want to make a calendar in C, you can also write this kind of condition that once the month is set to 12, you have to repeat the cycle after that, and next month will be set to 1. So if today dot month is equals to 1 and today dot day is equals to 1, all the uh, things are set to 1, so print happy new year. It can also be done like this. So incorporate the preceding discussion into an actual C program. Let's create a program. Control SQ microstruct.c. Okay, so including the header file as it is, including stdio.h. I think I have made a mistake spelling. stdio.h. Please wait a moment. Are there any chats? No, there are no chats. No problem. So we have included the library. Now we will be creating a program. We will be defining our main function in main void, and now we will be defining the struct, and we will be defining date. And how we will be defining that struct date as int. Firstly, we'll be defining day, or let's take it as a day, month, year format. Day, then int month, and int y as, let's write it full, int month, year, and all. Month, okay, so we have defined it. So you have to put a semicolon after defining a structure. After that, we'll be using the struct to specify a particular thing. So struct date will be used for today or any day you want to mention today. Let's take the example of today. And what we will do, we will be setting the date, like today dot day is equals to, like, what's the date today? It's 26th of October 2025. So 26, and today dot month is, October is 10th month, I guess, and today year is equals to 2026. It's 2026 or 2025? What year we are in? 2025. Okay, so so 2026. I no problem. Let's mark it as 2026. So after that, we will want to print that. Uh, okay, so printf today's date is %i slash %i slash again %i, and it's set to %2i. Okay, because we are, no problem, %2i, 2i. Okay, working fine. So what we will be doing, today dot month, today dot year, today dot day. So firstly today dot day, then today dot month, then today dot year. Year %100. What is %100? Okay, it is setting the date like this. That is why. No problem. We will be writing the full date. No issue. So let's run this. GCC struct dot c, writing the output, struct std. Okay, okay. Compilation terminated. Okay, stdio. There's a problem here. There's a problem here. What's the problem now? Way of representing is all right. Okay, I got the problem. No problem now. Okay, now let's just compile this and try to run this now. Struct. So today date is 2610. Ignore 2026. It's 2025. So it's working fine. So the first statement inside the main defines this. Okay, we have done this. So month, date, year, assigning the values. Okay. After the assignment have been made, the values contained inside the struct are displayed by an appropriate printf call. So the remainder of today's dot year divided by 100. Okay, so you want to extract that last digit. So you what you can do, you can divide by 100. You will be getting the remainder, and you can just directly print that. So using structures in expression. So when it comes to evaluation, okay, you can also evaluate. Let's directly jump to the program, how it's working. Determining tomorrow's date. So doing the same thing, struct date today. We have taken another variable tomorrow. So const int days per month. We have decided the days for month per month, like 12 months, 31, 28, and the standard. So printf enter today's date mmddyy in the mmddyy format. Okay, so we are inputting a date from the user and we want to add to it. So scanf, storing the date to the individual thing. Please wait a moment, please wait a moment. Okay, we are back. So what we are doing, we are taking input from a user of the current date and we want to add to it. Let's keep this webcam. I have a little bit of cold. Sorry for that. So what we are taking input from the user and in return we are returning a date of tomorrow. So how we will do it? So we are first defining the number of days. So there should be not any inappropriate date. Let's try to uh, let's try to see from here only. So const I have already told for fixing the value throughout the program. We do it like this only, and we're entering the today's date in the format of mdy. You can use dmy, but here we are using mdy, that is month, date, and year, and we are storing it using scanf. So if today day is equals to days per month, today dot month minus 1. Okay, let me just see this how it is working. Okay, so today's month set to minus 1. Okay, so if this condition is satisfied that today date is not equals to the like we are not inputting the previous date, it is checking that we are not entering the previous month, so then only this will be executed. Once the condition is satisfied that this is not equals to this, then what it will be doing, it will be adding one to tomorrow's day, and it will be month will be same, year will be same, because we are just increasing the date. We want to know what is tomorrow, and that is why this condition is necessary, because today day should not be equal to days per month, that is this, today month, that is like today is 10, so 10 minus 1 and 9, so today day is not equals to day per month, that is 9. That is why it's working like that. So okay, else if so we have to encounter the error also. So there can be a possibility that we want to shift to the another month. So if today else if today month is equals to 12, so we are marking the end of the year, so tomorrow day will be 1, tomorrow month will be 1. Okay, so if today's month will be shifted to 12 and date will be set to 31, so tomorrow date will be 1, tomorrow month will be 1, and the year will be added because we are entered in the new year. Else what will be happening, tomorrow day is equals to 1, same, and month will be different, because if the date is entered as 31/28, or the extreme condition will be printed, so this will be handling this error. So let's try to do one thing, micro struct. Let's do one thing, calendar.c, or next date.c, next date. So let's copy this program from here, uh, like till here, because we have to int main void. Okay, it's pretty good, program is copied pretty good, no problem. Okay, now we want to print this thing, pretty good. Now we are and handling the decision making statements, paste clipboard. So today day, that date, we can say date or not day. So today date should not be equals to the days per month, that is today month, that is entered by the user. Like if we enter 2610 26, okay, so today is a special date, 26/10/25. Okay, so it's 2025. I forgot again, it's 2025. So today is 26/10/2025. So if today day, like 26 should not be equals to uh days per month, 10 minus 1, so 9, 9, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 26 should not be equal to 30. Okay, so if it's not equal to 30, this will be calculated. Okay, so they are calculating the extreme case. If somehow the this is same, like uh, I have taken 31 and month is 10, and 10 minus 1 9, and we know that in the ninth month in the 10th month it is 31 days. So if the days are same, है ना, so we cannot do today day plus 1, because it will be printed 32, and don't 32 date does not exist. We want to shift the month, so for that we will be doing this. And if you want to shift the month, this will be handled by this thing. Okay, so pretty good. Till here it's clear, and I have to do one more thing, shift it here. There's a bit error in this, if so, okay, this condition will go up and this will be ended here. Okay, let's copy this from here now. uh should be okay. Else if today month, if month is completed to 12, so what happen if the month is 12? So it's December, and you know, if the month is equals to 12, so what will be happening, uh, automatically the year will be shifted to next one. Okay, so end of month, all the border conditions are calculated. So let's try to okay, so there are few errors. Constant, today, tomorrow. um, what's the error? Okay, I got the error. No error should be there now. Control SQ, GCC, next state, writing the output to next date. Okay, hit enter. Next date. Enter today's date. So what will be the format? Okay, so you have to write space separated. So today is 26 10 25 2025. Let's say 2025. Tomorrow date will be 26/11/25. Okay, so it's in the format of, okay, my mistake. Since it is the format of month, so firstly we have to write month, that is 10, date, that is 26, and year, that is 2025. So tomorrow date will be 10 of October 27, 2000. Okay, I have written 15. That's why the problem is arised. So let's take the border condition of 31 October. So 31 October 2025, 2025. Now it should be like 11/1. Okay, it is now. 11 is November, so it's 1st of November 25. Let's take another border condition of next date. Let's take example of December. So month is 12, date 31, year is 2025. Hit enter. So next date, what will be 1126? Okay, it's working fine. Uh, let's let's end today's session here. We will be. My throat is not allowing me to continue. So we will be covering struct tomorrow. With the I think the next chapter we have is characters. So we'll be covering with that. Okay. So it's 3 hour 30 minutes. 12 next day started. 26. So now it will be 27 of October. Yes. So let's just end this chapter here. Not end this chapter, end this topic here. That is the structure basics we have seen and how it is working. Like next topic we have is functions and structures, and structures is implemented in functions. Then we'll be seeing arrays also. A structure for storing the time. Okay, time handling, initializing a structure, compound literals, arrays of a structure. Okay, last topic I think the structure containing arrays. Okay, array containing structure, structure containing array, both will be covered. And next topic we have is character strings. No problem. So let's just end today's session. My you also seen that there's a change of voice, है ना? So let's just end this today's session, and good night. And we'll be continuing the session tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I will be telling 8 or 9 in the evening. We will be continuing with the same topic, structure, and the working with characters. So let's just end the stream for today. Good night, everyone. Have a good sleep and revise the concepts. So before coming to next class, I want to continue till one or something, but my throat is not allowing me to do. So let's just end the session. Bye bye.